All
Alrighty.
right.
Yeah, no, I grow mine out of not wanting to shave. And then when it gets to a
Hmm.
point where I have to do any maintenance, I buzz it all off because it's out of laziness on both ends. You know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Yeah,
beard
fair enough.
talk.
balance
What's
of
up,
things.
everybody? um, we might have the progression of facial hair, but because Sid and Artem are right next to each other, you get the polar opposites. You get Sid with nothing, and then Artem's like, oh, waterfall on his face.
Actually, it's
Don't
more
let your
like Sid and Artem are like one their head flipped around.
Yes. You turn Sid upside down, you get Artem's beard.
You take the hair,
Just stack
you
them
go
on
all the way
top
to
of each other.
0. You take the beard, you go all the way to 10. You're like, there we go.
That's like that. There's that Photoshop of Shaggy where they from Scooby Doo and they just put his head as a chin beard. I don't know if you've ever seen that. They just turn
Yeah.
his head upside down. It's bizarre. Like it looks like it's a beard on a face, so it doesn't look like it doesn't look abnormal, but it just looks wrong because you're like that's not what Shaggy looks like.
With
Oh
him.
beard
man.
fussy.
Yeah. Well, anyways, hi everyone.
Hello. Who would like to recap what happened last time? Last time was completely in Water Wheel, and it took over the place of one day.
We began in the actual water wheel where Anwar's family was hiding out, and we feasted on some crab, fresh caught crab legs, and kind of got an assessment of the situation. We figured out a game plan where we got some disguises and got in connection with simple disguises at first and invisibility and such to get to our contact, the mistress. I should know her name.
Oh, the madam?
The madam, yes. We talked with her for a while. We traded some information. She made some room and board available to us where we were able to kind of unwind, get our thoughts together, and sent over a disguise artist to get us some really good disguises so we could, that charming definitely gnome, uh, got us some legit disguises so we could wander around the city as needed without blowing our cover, since we're wanted and all for some stuff we didn't do and other stuff we kind of did.
And some stuff we did too.
Some stuff we definitely did. And then we got a little shopping done. We set up the plan to figure out, because we learned that there were some guards that were involved in the murder of some gardeners, including Adra's sister. Is that correct?
Correct. Her main character motivation, at least at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's got another dead family member, but yeah, that was the kickoff.
Yeah, and so I don't remember if we actually launched the operation, figure shit out.
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, you did do a little bit of it actually because you went over to the stables where they were working, and Rain was able to use her onomancy.
Oh
Use
no,
her
Mancy.
Yeah. Use her power to get their names, and then she forged a document basically saying, "Hey, you two have been reassigned to Fork Ridge, which is this small town a bit south. So you got to go there." And I believe the plan was the following morning to ride out there and intercept them.
Yes.
Yes, I do think before she goes to bed that night, before everything's done, she would spend the time to learn Alter Self from the list of spells that she has.
That's fair.
Was there? I feel like right. Chimera had a whole thing with the missing kid or something, right?
Oh, she did.
Or at least got the piece or start of something.
So my sweet little baby boy, who was totally potentially murdered by somebody, it turns out that there was a noticeable pattern of children going missing in STEM Garden for a time, but his death seemed to kind of punctuate an end to that, but then it kind of kicked up again in Waterwheel. And while she was out disguised and kind of picking up some souvenirs in the form of our wanted posters, she had stopped to look at some of the missing children reports. And this little lady was like, "Hey, can I maybe lure you outside of town and to look at a thing?" Which was not exactly what happened. It was more so I was an idiot and I almost walked outside of town with her with no feasible way to get back in. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll totally be by in a bit," and then I was not by in a bit.
I mean, we are popping Beyond the Walls to interrogate these dudes, so like totally could check that out.
Oh yeah, just not when I went and told her I would be there.
Oh yeah.
Is the issue.
You find her, she's like asleep on a tree stump, like, "I've been waiting 36 hours.
It's
Yep.
like when Amanda asks me to empty the dishwasher, and what she means is like in the next hour, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I will. And then the next morning, I finally do it.
Oh, I would freak out.
We've been working on that.
It's 20 minutes in. I'll do it myself. Whatever. I will do it myself.
All that aside, so we'll pick up either if there was any RP anybody wanted to do while there was some downtime at night. You guys had a good chunk of the day where you also kind of did some odd tasks. You did some shopping, things like that. So if there was anything you wanted to do that evening before people go to sleep, you can do that. Otherwise, we shall just pick up in the morning as I imagine you guys have to get up bright and early to beat these guys out of town. So
I have a
what do y'all wanna
question,
do?
actually.
Sure.
I almost said duel. Not duel. Anwar got the gems, all our stuff appraised, right?
He did.
So what's the? I think I'm gonna just not have been paying attention last time. What's the result of all that?
Yeah, so we've got a diamond that is worth 300 gold. We've got a gold dust bag, which is worth 25
Oh,
gold.
right. I do remember this now. Yeah. Okay.
We have a powdered diamond, which is worth 200 gold.
Uh-huh.
And I have a ruby. Oh, I think this was the ruby we found in the goblin nest back in the swamp.
Yeah.
Could we get that also appraised? If not, I can just go with the standard amount for what a ruby is. It's not that much. What would you prefer, Richard?
I thought you guys got the diamond with the goblins. I think the ruby you got at the ship.
Oh, maybe.
Because the goblin.
Yeah. Diamond came first.
You've had the diamond for quite a while now.
Okay, so then where did the ruby come from?
I think that came from the stuff with the ship.
Oh, weird.
Okay.
There's also 100 platinum in my wallet. I don't know how that got there, but we must have picked that up along the way too.
I remember
Insight check.
I made a custom note for all of these except for the ruby. So if you guys want to check, there's our bronze griffin, our dragonling. There's the safe, there's the diamond, there's gold dust, a hammer, little black book, personal effects that Anwar would give to his family, official empire papers, python, powdered diamond pouch, captain stuff, and then there's a ruby there, the rug of prestidigitation that we still have. I put in the sonic toothbrushes. I wanted to write a custom rule where it's like common or uncommon magical item, use this twice a day, gives you fresh smelling teeth, roll a d100, on a 1 this casts thunder wave centered on your mouth.
Oh god.
Hey, I know what that's like now, by the way. I told Ryan is aware I had some food rip out a filling of mine over the weekend. So in case you want to know what it feels like, it's not realizing that happens and then brushing your teeth later, and you're just like, all of a sudden. I'm getting it fixed on Wednesday, but in case you want to know,
It's not soon enough.
thunder wave in the mouth doesn't feel good.
So anyway, the ruby is worth 50 gold.
There's
Okay,
not
cool.
the original is 5,000. Do we want to just meet in the middle and make it, 2550?
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Son of a bitch.
Actually, I would like to turn some of that money conversation into some RP as
Okay.
this evening at some point. But if anyone
Yeah,
else
yeah,
had something, I can wait.
You've got some downtime before the next morning, so yeah, I guess you guys would all be back in the bathhouse. I guess if you're in your disguises, you could be out enjoying. I think where we last left off, you guys were just like soaking your feet in the.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're
And
beginning.
yeah, and if you got one of the private rooms, then you don't have to worry about the fact that your skin tone of your legs definitely do not match your face and arms. Oh, and I should also say there's a couple things that we don't need to make this canon. I just had it as like part of the Hero Forge things, and it like started to put some things together. Like for instance, Hunter has this big tail, and so I just stuck a big like a really long foxtail over it. So it's like, hey, he's some guy with a foxtail. Who knows what kind of creature that is, but it's not a tiefling, that's for sure.
Don't kink
I
shame.
mean, I figured I would just tuck it. That's fine.
Whatever you want to do, yeah. You could also just tuck it underneath. I gave him
I'm
like
a
an
fancy
extra
pervert.
piece of clothing.
Wait,
Sorry,
no, hold on. You have the pirate disguise. I think we know what you are.
I just watched
Butt pirate.
John Oliver talk about
Yes.
people, ransomware hacking people's butt
Yeah.
plugs, and it had like the
Mhm.
little foxtail add-on.
Oh my god.
I thought of that last week, and I'm like, I'm definitely saying it
Yeah.
now.
By the way, the guy at the end who was like the butt plug guy, totally taking an improv workshop from that dude. He's awesome. Anyways,
Nice.
that has nothing to do with D&D.
Friends in high places, huh?
Sure. Friend is a strong word for somebody who once taught a workshop I was in. So
I can say we're besties.
yeah, I got his phone number. We hang out. We have tea. So yeah, Adra will sidle on over to Anwar at some point. Hey, Anwar, can we talk about the jewels you had appraised today?
Yes. What about them?
Well, from one magic user to another, of course, you know that sometimes ingredients like those gems are used in spells.
Mhm.
And I don't know if this is anything you've studied in your trade or you've thought about with your work, but I've been thinking a lot about, the magic I could do and what I could pull off with the becoming behind me now. And I think that if I use that diamond, if one of us doesn't get up after a battle, I might be able to bring them back.
So if someone breaks their leg in battle, you can help them stand up again with this diamond?
No, they'd have to be like totally dead, and then I could make them not that.
You can bring back the dead?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I would say it's worth a try, but I would hope that it never comes up. But yeah.
That'd be tricky to experiment with.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I know we have that diamond, and I don't know what you intend to do with it, but I feel like that would be a pretty good use in case anything happens. I mean, I know we've had a couple close calls. I've gone down once or twice. Hunter's gone down more than once or twice. And so I feel like we need to be prepared just to make sure that we can all get back up again,
That's fair. That's fair. Though, if you're the one doing this, you got to make sure you're the one that doesn't go down first.
Yes.
Because that has happened.
Like I said, I've also gone down once or twice.
Okay, I just wanted to make that sure. And then he'll grab and go reach into his bag, and he'll pull out a very, like, it's been kept in a bag to keep its purity and like its shine and everything. In a little like soft bag that he probably picked up at the appraiser today. So there's a small pouch with a diamond worth 300 gold inside of it.
Adra's just like, cool, and just sticks it into a component pouch. like with less care than Anwar just used. Like,
With the
awesome.
velvet
Oop.
bag, please. Maybe.
If it were anything else, I'd be concerned you'd break it, but I feel pretty confident.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is it? That's not anything you've given thought to, is it? I don't know if that's something. I don't know if artificers get revivify.
They do,
Okay. Well, I
but
mean.
not for a while.
Oh, right, because you're. Yeah,
Half.
right. I don't know why I did. I'm glad you knew what I meant by this. Right.
Slightly taller caster.
Yeah.
I've-
You must be this tall to
theorized the
cast
way-
Revivify.
I've theorized that the reason why magic requires at least certain spells, a component of value is I think there must be some kind of cosmic balancing or check, some kind of debt that needs to be paid. And I guess for bringing someone's soul back, it's a diamond? I have no idea. There's no one I can ask about this. I just have theories.
I mean,
All right. Well, I'm going to tell everybody you said ghosts have expensive taste.
They do often live in mansions, so it's possible.
That's what I heard. So that's what I'm going with.
I mean, I don't
Sorry, I
know.
didn't
The
mean to
becoming
listen in.
didn't seem materialistic.
Just
Right,
cut
but I
back
think
to cut back to being in the
It's
metal
like
forest.
tons of
He's like,
diamonds, like, yes.
for,
He's got a
for
bling
thousands.
necklace and everything.
for thousands of years, we determined we tried to calculate the value of a single life. We determined it was 300 gold.
Uh,
Here's
um,
how you do this, by the way. You know, get busy living or get busy dying.
Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely an interesting theory. I mean, there's obviously some sort of sacrifice necessary to bring someone back, but I don't know. Point being, you know, if it's needed, I think I can do it.
Right.
Although, let's say they lost a leg in the process, they'd still come back without that leg.
So it's an imprecise art, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like, I feel like I could wake him up, right? But I couldn't, like, regenerate. Yes, Chimera, like the ogre whose foot I cut off. I couldn't bring that back.
That reminds me, speaking of balancing the checkbooks, Hunter, I owe you. That game we played today was quite profitable. So I wanted to give you something for it, and I'm going to explain why I'm giving you all of this. And Anwar's going to produce 10 gold and give it to Hunter.
Oh. You know, honestly, I was concerned because I thought I owed you for something. This is better. All right. I can
Not
work
at
with this.
I'm going to take this and the rest of the gold that we won today, and I'm planning on giving it to my father and mother. So they have supplies. So they have gold to get supplies. I think I know what I want them to do once they're out of here and, you know, able to do their own work, uninhibited by the Empire, uninhibited by anyone. And as Adra has pointed out, magic be expensive. And it takes gold to make the artificer work. So I plan on giving them the rest of this.
Well, how about I just take 5 then?
I wouldn't want to cheapen your labor, so please take 10 gold.
Well, I've worked harder for less.
I insist.
Well, if you
And
insist,
at-
thank
At some point during the evening, I'd like to find Anwar would like to find his parents and give them the rest of the 50
like-
gold.
They're like, we're right over here.
I don't know where
Not a big
we're
place.
still in that like back area.
Yeah, that's true. Oh wow. This is very generous of you. It supplies for for new things?
A new shop. One that's hopefully temporary until we can get our old one back. But something that you and Mom can work on together. You were always the one that could engineer and use math and design. And Mom was always the one that could impart a little bit of magic into each device. So it worked completely unique. And by the luck of Suha, it seems that I was able to get both gifts. But this should be enough to get you started at least, until we have some supply routes sent your way.
Yes, Anwar, everything you're saying sounds well thought out. However, I have a very hard time taking you seriously. What you're wearing?
What? What's wrong with it? I thought it looked quite dashing.
It's it's very charming.
Doesn't it look like he's going to one of them Burning Men festivals?
Every day in our house is a Burning Man festival.
I suppose that's true.
He's not wrong.
Well, in any case, I very much look forward to working with you, and it means so much that you come here and that we work together on this. There is something I wish to give you, actually.
Really?
It is important to everything you are doing. I am quite concerned for your safety. And I want to make sure that you keep your wits about you at all times. It is important that you keep a sharp mind wherever you are. So, put on that helmet real quick.
So here's a dictionary.
Put on the helmet. And he is going to go over, and he has, he's going to dig through some stuff, pull out a quill with some ink, dab it in some ink, and this looks like really nice, like magical ink, the type that you put in a spell book. And he is going to sign very kind of like right kind of behind your head here. He's going to sign the family, the kind of the family crest, family symbol thing, or the name, whatever it would be. And then right underneath that, he is going to write a little rune beneath that. And so now you have, he is giving you one of his, what do they call those?
Infusions.
Infusions, yes. He's giving you one of those infusions that will give you the sharp mind ability. I know that you've had to choose between that or the +1 AC. Now you won't have to choose. You'll get the sharp mind one all the time. So if you want to use the +1 AC, or if you want to swap that out for something different sometime, you've now got that. So you got an extra. So that is your family bonus for saving your family.
Oh, thank you for that. I could definitely use this. There are definitely times where I could have kept a more sharp mind.
Well,
Flashback
hopefully
to a
that
fire.
will help.
Yeah.
Opal's gonna go over to Adra and be like, so you met Madame Annabelle? What did you think of her?
Yeah. Wow, she
She's
really knows a
something,
lot.
isn't she?
Yeah.
She does. She really does.
And she finally gave me a lead on, what happened to Aura in the garden.
Good.
Yeah. I think you should go for it. If it's something you feel passionate about, this whole resistance thing, then go for it. Be one of her, I don't know, whatever she wants to call it. The ones that work for her, but not inside of the brothel. I don't really think that's your style.
Yeah.
Insight. I want to insight
ahead,
that
go
reaction.
Go ahead and roll it. Go
Oh,
ahead and roll
man.
insight.
I have pretty good insight, so. Famous last words. All right, 15.
15. Yeah, you do have good insight. Yeah, you get the sense that she's like, I don't know what kind of girl I am yet. I'm still exploring that.
Okay, maybe it is your speed. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, she knows her stuff. She's on top of things. She's legit as far as resistance stuff's going. She's on top of a lot of things. I saw that in this eyebrows, Sid. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking to get involved with this thing, there's definitely far worse people you could be working for or falling in with. So, go for it. Honestly, all of you could be a real asset to the resistance, but I think that's something Anwar wanted to speak more about.
Yeah, it seems like he's talking with Dad right now. All right, well, thanks. I appreciate getting that heads up. This is going to be awkward talking to them about that, but I will do that in my own time.
Might not be super awkward if they want to get involved themselves.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're probably gonna want to get involved in a different way. Well, hey, what are Hunter and Chimera doing? What's Rain doing? She's gonna walk over and start talking to them. Just kind of like join whatever if they were huddled together or anything. She's gonna find the nearest person and go talk to them. Be like, all right, I'm done this conversation.
I'm a child, and he's like, oh yeah, like maybe your parents can help out with that too. And I just like Anwar's parents joined the brothel. It's immediately where I went.
We do a couples thing,
There's some hot dad energy in there,
But I feel like Anwar's dad would just look very disapproving throughout. Like if somebody's kink was like, I don't know, just harsh disapproval from dad.
Can you imagine we come back like 2 arcs from now and we're like, let's check up on the Marwans, and we're like, oh. And they're like, yeah,
listen,
the family business has changed.
The humiliation kink just doesn't work unless there's a dad in the corner who's just judging.
Arms crossed, just frowning.
It's just not humiliating enough
boy.
unless it's that level of disapproval.
Oh no.
Oh god, that probably means that actually exists somewhere.
Y'all go ahead
about that.
If you can think of it.
Dungeons and Dragons, I'm gonna be over here playing Judgment and Jerkins.
Ugh.
How many players does that game involve, Andrew?
At least one.
3.
Just one.
I can make it work with one.
Okay. So,
That better be the name of this episode. That's all I have to say about that.
What's what are Rain and Chimera and Hunter up to during all this downtime?
Hunter
I guess
is
Rain's copying spells, I guess.
Pretty much. It's gonna take her 4 hours, so.
nice. Hunter is like kind of unpacking, repacking, getting his kind of pack situated, ready for some more travel. And then once that's all done, if we're like heading into long rest territory, he's gonna at some point get cozy and crack open that smutty book about devils and see where Reagan pops up.
Oh yeah.
Reagan?
Oh, you mean Ronan?
Right. Ronan. You look like
I just thought you were
Reagan.
making a joke about Reagan being an awful person.
Reagan is a different devil. He's in a later chapter.
Yeah.
well,
Reagan was
certainly
unfortunately a real world devil.
You don't need
Yeah,
you don't need to give me any specifics now. He's just kind of like learning up and stuff.
Okay, I
Good
will drop some details to you in a bit, but I will note that you've been reading up on.
Trying to find this
well,
Ronan character.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the broad strokes that I could tell you immediately is like if you flip to his chapter. I couldn't tell you much about the other chapters yet. I need a little more time for that. But specifically for him, it's very much like what I would assume is like the old wandering drifter, like cowboy kind of fantasy of like he rode into town and oh man, he took me off my feet. It's all from the woman's perspective, talking about this guy who like rode into town, totally mysterious, totally alluring. and she'll mention the town that or the place that it's happening. Let me pull up a world map real quick. She will mention that she was in Temporia, which is like way basically as far south southeast that you can go on the world map. So it's like all the way over on the far side. So she will mention that that's where she was, and that's where she spotted him. And I'll give you more details later. But that's the main thing for now. Is he was a wanderer who went into town. Oh, and there would definitely I'll give you more details later.
Okay,
It'll be
perfect.
better then.
Yeah, that's plenty. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. And Chimera, what's going on with Chimera?
So I think she's probably just sifting through like the posters she did get of the children, just seeing if there's any like little bits of information or if there's any likeness in the drawings, if there is any, like just kind of studying up in her own way, I guess.
Okay. The main thing you would realize is they all look to be Jeff's age. Is it Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're
Just
all
making sure I got that right.
fucking babies. What a monster.
They're all basically around that. What was he, like 7 or 6,
Yeah.
6 to 8, somewhere in there? They
think he's
all look
7.
basically. Yeah. There's been I'd say like as far as like have you seen me posters? I'd say there's probably only 2 of them actually. It really hasn't been that long. But both of them, one boy and one girl, each of them look to be just about the same age.
Okay.
As far as any other description, as far as like what race they are or hair color, anything like that, nothing else seems to match.
Okay.
One was human, the other was half orc. Like I guess half orc would be something similar to Jeff. But no clear pattern other than the fact that they're the same age.
Okay.
Oh, and I guess it would also have a last scene. So both of them were last seen in their rooms, and then discovered with the window open, looking like they had snuck out. No sign of forcible entry or anything like that.
Okay. That's a me.
All right.
That is mighty interesting.
I guess without anything else, I guess we'll cut to the next day. What time are you guys waking up in the morning? Because I think the letter said basically like, hey, first thing tomorrow, head out.
I mean, Rain would know, I guess, what time that means for them, right?
Yeah. I mean, they were just told it the next day, but should I roll for it or something?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's up to you. You wrote the letter, so if you weren't specific, then...
Well, she probably would have said, like, a certain time, like... Because it probably would say, like, a military time, be at this place by something hours.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
How long would the journey take to the next town?
Generally, most towns were designed to be about a day apart. If they were taking their faster war yaks, it would take... Yeah, it'll take a little bit longer. It would take a little bit over a day's journey, so if they were trying to get there like by nightfall, they'd have to go real early in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she would probably put it at, I don't know, something that seemed natural but still nightfall. Maybe like by 9 p.m. evening time or something.
Okay.
So she would know like how early they need to get out so that they can.
Okay.
intercept.
And then we'll
Yeah,
just get
I
up,
mean,
a little
yeah.
earlier than that, just to be ready.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they wouldn't have to leave quite at like sunrise. They could leave at like typical breakfast time. So that would give you a little bit of a heads up if you.
So we can
got
get
out
up at
sunrise.
sunrise.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that what you guys do?
So as we're kind of getting up and getting ready and suited up and everything, it's like, should we have another recap of what the plan today here is?
I think
believe
that'd be
so.
good.
Well, we're going to intercept them on the road and ask questions. We
Mhm.
don't resemble our current selves, so that's good. Although they're still going to, I'm sure, react to the fact that someone is asking about these certain deceased individuals. So the question
Right,
is, not so much us getting information out of them, so much as what do they do after we have finished questioning them? Because I understand people don't want to take a life if it's not necessary. So
Right.
that leaves us in a weird position. Because one way or
Well-
another, people will be alerted.
I mean, the less details they know that links it back to us, the better. So it sounds like multiple people were killed that day, so getting some information on that day in general could be helpful. Especially if they're not the only ones involved. Or involved at all.
There were 4, including my sister. There was a gnome and 2 loxodons. So,
The gnome, could you describe her? I actually had an idea for this.
Richard, would I need to roll to see how much I can recall about her specifically, the gnome?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I guess you can just roll a history check.
Okay. Because obviously, rushing to the scene, I only had one thing in mind. Did it not roll? There we go.
Yeah, and then
All right,
unclear
average.
about if, like, you never really knew. At the most, you maybe saw her with your sister once. You kind of like waved and she waved, but like,
Yeah.
you didn't even get her name.
With a 10, would I at least know like what kind of gnome? Because that's pretty visually clear with gnomes, right?
Yeah, she had a very striking set of features, so you could definitely remember like what she like. Definitely, big green hair.
Okay.
She liked to dress all in green. You got the sense that she was probably she looked much more like a forest gnome than a rock gnome.
Okay. Yeah. So I relay all that.
Well, I had an idea. What if... Well, we've already met one witch, and Inga had a spell that I learned last night that would let me transform into someone else. All of my features. Not just makeup.
New disguises.
Right. Well, that's different from what I can do with changing my appearance?
It's not just changing the appearance, I do become the other. It's not simply an illusion.
Oh. So it holds up to physical scrutiny, shall we say.
Yes.
Huh.
What
Hey,
I was
y'all-
thinking...
Oh, sorry, I'll let you do yours.
Well, what I was thinking is... I think maybe if we convinced them that I was a witch related to one of the others that had died that day, and planting a curse on them, we could get all the information we wanted out of them. Perhaps if they were known that... perhaps if we could convince them to give up anyone else in the attack. Otherwise, all of the curse and punishment would be directed at them. They would give up their commander quite easily. And it wouldn't come back to us.
I do have a question. Maybe I'm being silly here, but Rain, can't you like peek in people's heads?
Not quite, no. I can send messages through my book.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you could like wheedle your way in there. You know?
I can't do what the Do they call them Illithid? Does the Empire call them Illithid?
Yeah.
I can't do what the Illithid can.
Oh, okay.
Good to know.
Did you all think I could?
You weren't super clear on what you could do. I just know that you were in my brain one day, and I still haven't quite gotten over it.
I wasn't inside of your brain. It was simply a message to your mind.
It sounded like it. It
Insight
sounded
check.
like it a lot.
What? It's
I hmm.
Does anyone object to this plan? It would help throw off the scent, and also could give them reason to leave.
I like that. Adra, how do you feel about it?
Could you do that to me, or would it have to be you? As
Only myself.
I see.
Inga's notes specifically mention that she was attempting to find a way to change others, but I'm unsure if she succeeded, or I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I'd have to tell you what to ask then, I suppose. And
Yes.
I guess then there's a question of, do I use the spell I've used before to make sure we're getting the truth? Because when I use that spell, people know.
We could make it seem as if I was casting that spell.
Well, regardless of who casts it, though, it would, I would think, put them on alert.
Well, I think being kidnapped would put them on alert either way.
Yeah, I think the cat will be out of the bag there.
Wait, now, when do we get cats? Because I think that'll just complicate things.
We have a cat now. It's right there.
That's true. we do have one. Well, I had hoped to ask the questions myself, but if it'll keep things calmer, then I suppose that's fine. And I'll just... Rain, when you talk to us in your head, you don't have to do it through the book, do you? You can just do it because my name is in the book?
No, I do need to write in the book, and your thoughts back to me appear as words in the book.
I say that because, you know, it would be a lot easier for us to go back and forth and ask what needs to be asked if we do that during the interrogation.
I can still have my book out. I mean, there's no reason a witch can't have a spell book.
Okay. I mean, I think that would be better then. That way you wouldn't have to wing it, you know? I could sort of feed you any lines you might need.
And if you have a spell that can change yourself, perhaps there could be two witches, a coven. Or unless, can you only have that or the other spell active at one time, the one that tells the truth?
Let me check, because I don't actually know. Is Disguise Self a con?
I'm pretty positive it is.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was too. Okay, apparently I can do that.
Then we can both sell that we are witches.
Wait, Zone of Truth is not concentration either.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, we can absolutely do that. I am very surprised.
Now, as some insurance, I'm assuming I'll be in the trees somewhere ready to let one loose if something goes bad.
Yeah, not con. Huh. That's so weird.
That would be good. And I had another idea as well. Your demonic heritage. I've heard that, well, one such as yourself can cast magic to make things seem arcane.
All right, that's a weird generalized, you know, that Zation one.
You calling me arcane?
Yeah, that one.
She was in your blood palace, literally in the room that was based off that ability.
I mean, I can start shaking things up.
it could help sell that we are witches of great power.
Okay, let me just double check the range on that. Within range. Okay, within 30 feet. I can cause harmless tremors, but it wouldn't be centered on them. I could make rumbles of thunder or cries of raven or ominous whispers happen. I mean, that being said, I guess I could see about just making sure I'm within 30 feet.
Well, you are quite adept at being hidden in the shadows.
Yeah. All right.
I think if you can play up the theatricality, we feed on their superstitions.
All right, can do.
Is there anything else anyone else can think of to help bolster this plan?
I trust between the two of you, you'll be plenty frightening enough. But Adra, I just want to say, I understand that this is a quest to find justice for your sister. Aura was a very close friend of mine as well. I just don't want this to devolve into a bloodbath, consuming everyone on the way to find those that took her away from us. We should be careful about this. Not just to cover our own tracks, but just to maintain who we are.
I know. I won't initiate it. But you bet if there is resistance, it will be met in return.
I won't start nothing, but I'll finish something.
What Hunter said.
I imagined you would. Then let's go. And find out what happened. Exactly.
Cut to, I had no idea what happened, and that's all you're getting out of me. Well, okay.
Well, he's useless.
Yeah, yeah. Let's avoid violence, shall we? And then smash cut to just like wiping the blood off of the swords. Like, well, too bad they didn't know anything. Let's move on. What happened to those missing kids?
We have time to like set stuff up, right? For the ambush point?
I was actually just about to put you on the world map and just kind of gauge, like, all right, you got like 70 miles between Waterwheel and Fork Ridge. How far do you want to go to set something up? Also, I will say the map again, because it's just kind of representative. It looks like there's miles and miles and miles in between the swamp and the forest. I imagined it like much more narrow, and like there's kind of like a paved area where there's kind of field on either side, but you're never more than 5 to 10 minutes away from either swamp or forest on either side. So you've definitely, if you're trying to like grab somebody and bring them into either side, you could probably do that.
Yeah, I was thinking just like as soon as they were out of sight line with the city, then we can just yoink them.
Should also mention, this is a fairly traveled road. It's one of the main roads to get from the north to south. So I mean, it's basically the only main road to get from north to south. So it's a fairly well traveled road. And also you've definitely, like, Rain's been a part of it, and you've been hearing about how they've been sending troops up north. So while you guys are heading south, it's possible you could run into more sets of troops that are heading up north. So between all that, up to you guys to decide what to do. Also, I should mention that typically when you're leaving through a gate, they will kind of quickly, I mean, security could be even tighter right now. Typically they'll be like, hey, do you have your little papers to show like you were here or not here or whatever. So however you want to deal with all that, Ravadia is still in town with the wagon too. So
My main thought
Whatever
as
you wanna
far
do.
as getting them off the road is I guess we just gotta make sure we get the yaks off the road too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there
I
any way
kind of-
we? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I think we should probably like stagger people out so it's not like this group of people left and then our scene out there, you know?
Is there any way we could like spook the yaks to run into the forest?
I have my speech of beast and leaf, but I have to speak for that. It's not like a silent thing.
Right.
I did prepare grease today, so if I'm lying in wait, I could cast it. I'm guessing the yaks.
Oh, good. So we
Are
can
not
light the
too
yaks on
desperate.
fire.
Yep, we can question their charred corpses, and yeah, so trip them up, and then we swoop in and grab them and drag them off.
I like the idea of yaks fishtailing off the road. Just.
So
Well,
my plan
that's
was
all.
to disguise
Just-
myself and hide in the.
Just yaks
Trees
doing a
are best.
Mario Kart drift, like into some bushes.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I that'd be good.
I guess as far as leaving Waterwheel. Also, well, actually, also a question: is Anwar's family leaving when we're leaving, like in the morning? Are they heading north without us, or are we going up
No.
with them after we're done this?
No, I think they're staying put for now.
Okay.
I gave the goal to the father so that if he felt so, he could try and get artificer materials during the day or coordinate someone who could for him. So
Gotcha. Then yeah, the question is just how we want to leave Waterwheel. Some of us can swim out easily with the water breathing, but it removes your disguise that you have up with the makeup.
Mm-hmm. And I can probably stow one or two people in the wagon's hidden compartment, smuggle two people
Oh, you
out.
you can definitely, hide, you could hide Arantis in there, so you could hide two people easily.
So if we hid two people in there and then Rain cast invisibility on another two, would that get us all out?
That's more than enough.
That's 4 people. What about the 5th person?
Well, if you said, well, hold on.
Hunter is
Hunter
driving
driving
the
the cart, 2 hidden in the cart, and yeah, Rain casting on 2. Or if Rain's one of them herself, then like, yeah, we're good.
because we're not
Alright,
we're not
But they'll want to see papers, though, right? And if
Yeah,
he
but-
has
yeah,
something
but
that
if
says,
it-
"My name's Hunter,"
I am 12.
Oh.
Is that something
Could
that
Rain
that them can-
forge?
So we need to present papers to get out of the city as well.
Yeah, they're not going to inspect it nearly as much as they would coming into a city, but generally it's like here, look, it's a thing, all right, and
check
you're
out.
Would Rain know the papers that they're looking for? Could she just forge like what the official
Does-
stuff would be?
Does she have any official forging stuff? Like, it made sense to forge the other stuff, but as far as like forging IDs, like that's
I mean,
Right.
she has
She would-
calligrapher's supplies.
oh
I
okay.
can swim out.
But
Swimming would mess up the makeup,
Yeah, but I mean,
but if you didn't go back into the city, it might not matter as much.
we could also have
Yeah.
2 of us. I mean, that would still be staggering. It, if
I
there's a
mean,
group of-
honestly, you could cram 3 people in that wagon. It's a pretty big wagon.
But if we're still encountering the papers problem.
Mhm. Right.
I mean, you got Ravadia, but it's up to you guys what you want
Wait,
to do.
so Ravadia drives, and then 2 of us are invisible, and then 2 of us are hidden in there. And
where's
then
the 5th person?
well, he just said that 3 people could fit in it
Oh,
if we squeezed.
Yeah, if you had your smaller people in there, I think you could squeeze 3 in.
Adra could not be one of them.
so then Chimera and Adra are invisible, sitting in the cart. And the rest of us are all squeezed inside. Does that sound right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then
works for me.
Ravati can head to the other side of the river with the cart once she's at a great distance and we're out of it. Does that work?
Oh, you're
Don't
not
sound
taking me with you?
You can't
Oh,
sit
I
with us.
wanted to bash in some skulls. I assume that's what we're doing.
That's the last resort.
Oh, well, in that case, I guess I can be on my way. Bashing skulls be kind of my first choice.
We thank you for this ride, Ravadia. Please make sure you're driving carefully. We will be quite tightly packed in there.
Who do you think you're talking to? I drive better than anybody
Inside.
on this side of the bar.
Oh, no. Has she ever driven before in her life? Well, I'll never know. Guys, I think she's an expert driver.
That was some brilliant folksy colloquialism there. She must be good at this.
I've never heard of this side of the bar, but it must be good.
Listen, the point is, get in the wagon.
All right.
Who's getting the invisibility? I can cast it.
The big
I
girls.
think the two biggest people, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Chimera and Adra. Just wait till we do our DBZ fusion dance and become like Kamadra.
I'll cast Enlarge on Kamadra.
Or wait, no, even better, Akira. That's what we call the fusion.
That's
Alrighty,
like a
well, you
Steven Universe fusion where you get bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
alrighty, well, you sneaky types get up on top of the wagon.
We're just gonna stand invisibly on top of it.
I mean, you can either sit up on top or be hidden down below, or you could just walk along.
Yeah, I thought I was just walking. But I like the idea of having a
Alrighty,
circuit while invisible.
I'm offering you a ride, but if you don't want one, for those who don't want none, have memories of not getting any. Alrighty.
I'm gonna,
Getting
I
in
think-
because I have disadvantage on stealth, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna cling to the
Leave.
side, like trolley style.
Oh goodness.
Alrighty,
I'm
then,
big and
well,
strong, I'll be
let's
fine.
go.
As long as the thing isn't like
let's
this
see.
narrow.
So at the crack of dawn, the sun's still rising up. Definitely another hit of another wave of morning rain coming in, but kind of the sun peeking through, kind of underneath the clouds as it's rising. Just kind of moving along, and the guards are like, "All right, who's there?" And she's just like, "Yep, here, repair. Is it all right? I'm going. See y'all later." And then she's just moving on along, no real incident or anything. And eventually, you get along that main road that heads south. She's like, "All right, where do you want me dropping you off?"
Should
I
we
didn't
do
think
outside
we
of the-
did this for.
it?
You make it outside of the city with no real incident at all. You
Should
want
we?
me dropping you off after 5 miles, 10 miles, 50 miles? What's it gonna be?
if
Maybe-
there's any way while we're bypassing that old woman's house, not that Kamira's gonna be like, let me thoroughly investigate. It's gonna be a kind of a brief detour for her where she jumps off and goes around to see if there's any kind of signs before veering back on track. If I can.
You want me to stop real quick? Fix a wheel?
Only if you want to. I can catch up if need be. I should be quite quick.
Well, if you're gonna be real quick, then we'll just stop real quick. Just kind of reins it in, just like, all right, let me just go check my cargo, and just kind of hops out and just pretends to look at things for a bit.
There's the sound of retreating frickin' armor, just like ching 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 ching, like as Kamira runs off to go check out the back half of that house.
I think she left. I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyways, you go over and
Did you say how
you-
long she'd be? Just,
Fuck you guys in
Nope.
there. Bye.
All right, that's fine.
Well, she's off. Why don't you tell me what is your plan? How far do you want me to go?
I think once we can't see the town anymore, that should be good, because then they shouldn't be able to see us anymore, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know,
Do you
just
want me to drop you off, like, a couple miles out or something, just to be safe?
I mean, around the bend, out of earshot and eyesight. That's what matters, right?
Wherever the path gets closest to the forest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drop you off at a nice spot that's a bit closer to the forest. You want to be more on the forest side than the swamp side?
Yes.
Yeah. Although we
Alrighty
could
then.
never-ending story the yaks and take care
Oh,
of them
God.
that way.
Cutting over to Chimera.
Somehow that's the darkest thing that I've said.
So Chimera, why don't you so you go over and you're just trying to like go near the house, you're not going up to anybody, you're just trying to investigate like the house itself?
Yeah, I'm curious if somebody came to the house and like flagged them down, or if maybe there was something left outside as some kind of like signal for the kids to come out, or like, hey, they just had a time and a place where they decided to scoot. Yeehaw.
Can you press the button for Witcher sense and just follow the red trail out of the window?
No, it's not a video game. So, all right. So you're basically, if you want to do an investigation check, you can do that. I would say just going to the house. Everybody just kind of going about their day. You don't like see anything
Yeah.
immediately, but
I'm so scared to roll anything just based off of the bullshit I rolled earlier.
you've
got
been
pity.
rolling great in game.
Got a lot of pity.
I'm gonna pity. I'm a pity. Yeah.
We also
Okay.
have inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Yeah, we each got one.
I'm gonna
Use mine.
do I want to be inspired? Do I want to use inspiration here in this moment? Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
It
Seemed to be a
steadily
bit
got
worth it.
better. It was awful, but it got better.
All right. With that 18, I'll give you a little something. You were able to go around to where you believe is the boys' room, and you see where the window is. And just kind of looking around, you've done enough nature stuff that you can generally track, like, hoof prints, footprints, stuff like that. And in this case, you see that there were some boots that stand out, some boot prints that stand out kind of in the mud near this boy's house. I guess this was the more recent one, and there hasn't been, well, for whatever reason, the footprints are still there. But you see a number of like working class boots and like kids' footprints, stuff like that. But then there are these boot prints that really stand out. They look higher class, like way too high class for this particular area. Like you see these kind of boots in like the higher class merchant area of Stem Garden. Like this is
Yeah, like these aren't like muckraker boots. These are like some high end like loafer shit.
yeah. This
Okay.
is like somebody of means that was big. This is like either a large person or large human or somebody of a race who's, on the larger side of human, maybe even. Not like gigantic like a loxodon or anything, but either human size or larger. So that really stands out that there's like, and they're standing like directly facing the window of the young boy. And that's the main thing that you spot from there.
Okay.
And also I would say that the boots go up, but you don't see them get anywhere beyond, like, they're within 30 feet of the windowsill, or
Like
of the
the
window.
kid
but
woke up and checked the window and they just saw the figure standing outside, like not right outside their window, but somebody was
yeah,
outside.
that impression that you gave right there, that's what the impression Chimera gets. That's that instinct of, like, I have a feeling that this is kind of what happened here.
I hope the figure
You
looks
don't
like
get this-
Val's cult.
You don't get the sense that, like, the figure, walked up and opened the window or anything. Very much what you just said. That picture just, like, burns in your mind of, like, that really feels like what happened based off of the footprints that you're seeing.
Okay, cool. That's fine. She'll take a brief moment to see if they went in a direction. I doubt that anything really probably stayed. As well as that kind of foot tread or whatever.
You were lucky enough to get the foot tread that you did, given how often it rains and everything. It just looked like this particular kind of area kind of like dried and crusted over in just a way that you were lucky enough that it stayed, but you can't really follow it very far.
Okay, yeah, I'll go back to the group then.
All right.
I'm
back, thank you.
Any luck over there?
Oh, hey guys, she's back.
Any luck over there, Chimera?
Footprints. That's about it, unfortunately. Are we on our way? Thank you for waiting, by the way. She'll kind of knock on the side of the wagon.
When we're done with this, we can check it out. We can all look over where the footprints go. I'm pretty perceptive.
Well, I had to waste a lot of everything to get what I could, so I will definitely take you next time we are in the area.
I mean, she basically was using Witcher sense by feeling out through different timelines of where is the point. It's quite possible that the footprint did not even exist in your original timeline, and you had to actually shift timelines into one where it actually fit.
Love that flavor. Thank you.
Just searching all over, there, finally, I found it. I found a spot where a footprint just
something exists somewhere.
All the right things happened to where that footprint.
That honestly
still
sounds
existed.
like Chimera's just saving and reloading her game until that spawn point eventually comes. She's like, nope, try again. There it is.
You guys, this game is a little glitched, and sometimes you have to restart your game a few times to get this certain quest to activate. So
it's just sometimes you get terrible RNG.
I hear that. Oh my god, I feel that. Yikes.
All right, so yeah, you're back in the cart, and Ravadia is heading out. And she takes, if you're trying to find just the right spot close to forest, let's say you're 3.5 miles out until she kind of finds just a really good spot. Alrighty then, I think this is going to be it. I guess this is goodbye for now.
Thank you for your help, Ravadia.
Oh, sure thing. I mean, anything that helps fight off them squid, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. And hey, I think we still need a rematch one of these days.
Oh, yeah, we do. Anytime. You want to do it now?
Maybe not before this important thing.
Alrighty then, another time then.
A question before you leave, and she sort of turns to everyone else. How are we going to get back into the city after this?
I figured we'd take the water back in.
Oh, okay.
Why do you ask in particular?
No question. If we wanted to go back on the cart, The cart would need to be accessible.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to keep your disguises, I guess I can hang around for a bit or do something. Would you like me? In fact, I could even go forward a little bit and like give you a heads up if there's anybody coming over the other way. I don't know. I'm just trying to be helpful.
I actually kind of really like that idea of her being our scout.
Yeah, no object. Yeah,
But I mean, Hunter's your best scout you're ever gonna have. But I mean, I'm happy to
It's
do my part,
also
however that may be.
kind of a wanted man who doesn't have papers that belong to not Hunter.
although, since we're all disguised now, perhaps just so we don't leave Ravati on her own, Hunter, do you want to do scout duty with her while we do the interrogation? I don't know what'll be best for the group, but that may be
I
best
thought
used to
he
your
was-
skills.
I thought he was doing the boom boom thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to look out, then Ravadia, that's all you.
So Ravati is taking the cart. Is that what's happening?
I don't know. Up to you. I mean, I can take the cart or I can move ahead a bit. Whatever you want me to do, I can certainly cause a wee bit of distraction if anybody's coming our way.
So I think we want
I'm a bit of a charmer.
So I think we want to have her post up as a lookout for now. Then we can use the cart to get back in later. Is that the move?
If we want to hold on to our disguises longer.
Yeah.
How do we want to do the stop? Because I have an idea for something, and the cart being there might work out.
I thought we were just running the yaks off the road with grease.
I mean,
Hunter, how many of your plans involve the cart?
well, I mean, it's a huge part of my life and kind of a big part of my identity. So,
wow.
I identify as a cart with 2 yaks.
I think that's his way of saying all of them.
Does anyone have any plans? Does anyone have any plans that don't involve calling the Avengers?
I mean, you could do get help. You know, just break a wheel and then be like, "Hey, we need help with the wheel," and then you sack them.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. But
that could work too. I did say that I was gonna cast grease to try and slip them up.
Yeah, I'm not sure how well that would work on a dirt road, though. To be fair,
that's fair.
If it was linoleum.
Yeah, take us over to the paved tile road, please, Ravadia. We'll set it up there.
That's fair.
Take us to the point of the road where the laminated flooring begins.
I thought you were going into a Guns N' Roses song there, but it totally flew.
Yeah, yaks also have specific kind of hooves that make it a lot easier to go through like slippery terrain like that. It's one of the reasons why yaks are better than horses at going through like wetlands and stuff.
Oh.
So I do want to say, just so we're not nerfing grease, it does say slick grease covers the ground. It doesn't say cannot be dirt ground, but
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's
just because there's a lot of dirt ground in this world, and I plan on using the spell for more than just pyromancy.
Well, have it that way. Have it your way. If you want me to abandon the cart, I will. I mean, Hunter is your cart.
I just don't want to lose it again. I just got it back.
Well, Hunter, should she take it now or be our lookout?
Okay. I don't really care where it is. I'm just trying to make sure I know what the plan is. I want to make sure I'm clear on it.
Oh yeah, I just figured since it's Hunter's cart, if he wanted to make the call as to whether she goes now or stays, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
I can do fine on my own, just walking through. I can walk. I just want my axe.
I guess the question is, would it be more beneficial to have the cart there so if we needed to, we could manacle them and throw them in the back of the wagon and ride off, or have it so when I hit that signal whistle, Ravadia can circle through with the wagon and we can jump on. What sounds better to you guys between those two?
I like the wagon being like broken down so they stop and they investigate. I wouldn't do much more than that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. And then as soon as they get close, we can just stand up from behind the cart in our witch disguises. Hello. But yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So the cart is fake broken down. They come
Mhm.
through. They look and investigate. I'll cast grease underneath them so they're now in slippery
Yeah.
terrain. When they try and run, we jump and grab them and we interrogate them. They either are responsible for the death of Aura, in which case Doom soundtrack starts playing, or they are not responsible for the death of Aura, in which case we do the witch thing. But we're leading with the witch thing. Does everyone know what's happening?
That's fine. By the way, it could be real broken down. We have mending.
Well, my plan for that actually is I'm thinking we can have it kind of on its side, like it kind of we did something and managed to like topple over, and I'll have my rope and then use the my block and tackle to rig it. So I'm up in the tree, right? So when I kind of step on the loop and like drop down, it both lets me get to the ground fast without hurting myself, and it'll like tilt the cart back up so it's like ready to go. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of rigging it.
Are we? Are,
I'm gonna take that as a no. People don't know what you're talking about.
You know, like on the pirate ships in the movies where it's like they grab a rope and like they jump off and like they're pulling the rope down and it lifts something up to slow their
Right.
fall. It's the same thing, but I'm using the wagon so it rights the wagon and slows me down.
I don't think the weight of one person will right the wagon.
Well,
I
that's
was
what the
thinking
block
that
and
too.
that's what the block and tackle is specifically for. So it can like change the weight dynamic. So like because using the block and tackle, you can lift something like 5 times more than you could. Set of pulleys with cables threaded through them and a hook allows you to hoist up to 4 times the weight you can normally lift. So by
Yo, Adra could lift like a house with that.
Right, but that's the difference. It's hoisting is not the same as the force of gravity. You
Right.
can exert
Why
a lot
don't-
more force than gravity can.
Yeah.
Why don't we
Um,
save the Captain Jack Sparrow move for another
Yeah.
time?
This
Put a
sounds
pin in
like
that
we're
one.
overly
I'd argue
complicating
it's the
it.
perfect time for it, but okay.
This sounds like an overcomplication. Why don't we just leave the
Okay.
thing there, and when they stop, witches show up?
Okay, well, I'm still going to block and tackle my way down, just so that way I have a fast way down without just jumping out of a tree.
Fair.
Okay. Fair.
Are we?
Do you
Do
not
we
get a
want to try
special
and?
like thing for that?
Hmm?
You don't get like a fun tree jumping thing as a scout?
No, I think it's just called Don't Die.
Okay. Well, I got Revivify prepared now. Although if we have to use it the day after because you jumped out of a tree, that would
Well, he
be
jumps out of a tree
less
and he lands on his
exciting.
keys, and those keys, man, they fucking hurt when you land on them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Are-
Great for your body.
Are we
All right,
moving
I'm
them
gonna-
into the forest, or are we just?
Yeah, I'd say that you found an area where there's like one tree on the side of the road, but to get into the forest, it's still like gonna take like a minute to get into the forest. I guess the closest that the forest really gets is like maybe a minute walking away.
So are we like roping them up and taking them away, or?
I mean, we can. I've got manacles specifically for this.
I mean, we may not need to. I think we should just have that stuff just in case. But if we can just stop them, talk to them on the road, and then that's it, then like good.
Well,
That's like the
I would think that
the least crazy thing, you know?
I think that their initial response is going to be either to fight us immediately or just to run.
Right.
I mean, they can still get up after grease.
Okay.
So
So I
while
thought
they're
that was the point of us grabbing them.
Yeah,
We-
I thought.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. If we're gonna grab them, then we're grabbing them.
grab them, time up, and then we can hoist them off there. We can even just knock them out if we want, like right here.
Just to be clear, to pick them up, we'd be running into the grease area, where we could also Three Stooges our way across the entire thing.
Do we want to plan on knocking them out while they're down in the grease? Just to make the whole
Or-
process
or just-
easier?
Or just tie him up or manacle him
Yeah.
in the grease.
Or like skip the grease and just knock them out.
Or that works too, since
Yeah.
we have the cart now.
Yeah.
I mean, we could Ewok rope them, right? Like they're going by, pull on the rope, whoop, zoom, knock them off.
Oh, like
Do we
clothesline
have-
them.
Like
Do
yeah,
we have time
close
for
them.
that?
No,
Is it a rope just across the thing?
I mean, yeah, it's just you could just lay a rope across the road and just lift it, right?
yeah, just
But
lift it at
that's-
the right
that's the-
moment.
So that stops them in the tracks, which is also what grease would do.
Right, but I'm saying we would have to, if we were going to have them slip and then grab them, we would be running into the same grease. So we too would have to make sure we don't bust our ass.
Someone comes around the corner and just sees 7 people on the ground.
Whoa, got you! Oh no, got you! Whoa!
I need someone to roll a D100.
Oh no.
Not it.
Looks. Are you? I was just saying, it looks like Ryan. Oh boy.
While you guys are like going over discussing like, all right, what do we do about this? What do we do about that? From like up at the top of like a crest, you're just gonna see like Ravadia waving a quick like axe up in the air and then bringing it back down.
All right, I'm in the tree. I rush over there and scramble up there.
All right.
Come on,
I guess we're just knocking them out.
We have the wagon next to us, right?
Yeah.
Is it downed already?
Yeah.
We can just take a swing and break our. I mean, we have mending. Like we can.
Yeah,
I
break the
do
wheel.
Do not break. No, we'll tuck a rock under one wheel
I
to make
cast
it look
Hagen
like.
as our scorcher on the cart. Max level.
Quick,
Wait, sorry,
Hunter's gone. Destroy
Priest
his cart.
on the cart.
I'm not going. I'm
And,
right up here. I see you.
I'm gonna cast my
Maximum
spiritual
flame
weapon.
Overlord?
I'm gonna cast my
Level
spiritual
9.
weapon so that while we're interrogating,
Stealth.
my sword can just hang out over here and just slice and
Burning
dice the
hell.
cart to pieces.
Blaze.
So
Annihilate.
you were hoping that the first people you would see are the 2 guards heading south. Instead, you see 8 guards that are heading north as they come up over the ridge. And at first, like from really well, let's get some perception checks to see if anybody can see from far away. All you really get is like, well, we'll see what you get.
Ooh.
Damn.
Timely.
So, Hunter, you're really into setting up your situation with the cart right now and like getting into the tree and stuff. That you kind of miss all this, but the other thing you look forward and you can kind of see way off in this. You see that Ravadia is like faking a limp and like just going right in the middle of the road, and there's just like a number of yaks off in the distance that these soldiers are riding on, and you could tell she's making a bit of a commotion. They've kind of stopped in their tracks for a second. This is maybe, we'll call it, let's call it like 2 football fields away. So that's 200 yards. What is that, like however many feet? So in any case, they're fairly far off, but like just enough that you can kind of see over kind of like as kind of the hill goes up. It seems like Ravadia is holding off for a little bit, but there's not too much longer. So the question is, what are you guys gonna do? Because eventually, as time moves on, eventually they're just gonna like shoo Ravadia off the road, and then they're gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
but the Bravadia buys you like an extra minute to
Yeah.
kind of prep and do whatever it is you want to do about this.
Well,
Somebody who is not invisible needs to disable one of the wheels to make it actually look like it's fucking broken down, so it's not just a wheel or wagon that they're just gonna up and take.
Mhm.
And then we need to get the fuck off the road.
Yeah, I think immediately at that point when they start seeing that and it's pointed out, Rain is just gonna use her staff for leverage and just the wheel.
Let's get a strength check real quick.
Okay, strength or athletics?
Athletics is fine.
Yeah,
Yay.
we have mending. Like, we can easily fix the wagon.
Dang, it was on that 16.
Might need a little help getting.
Someone help, and then we need to hide.
Adra is just going to smack and splinter part of the wheel. Just like, no, all right, let's just not even bother. Just like with
All
her-
right, let's get your athletics just going in there, putting
Alright,
some pressure on that.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll do it. You break it.
From in the tree, you just hear, "Oh."
We can fix it. We can fix it, Hunter. Sorry. And then we all
So is everybody
off the road.
is everybody is everybody hiding now? The idea is that this is an abandoned wagon at this point.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, give me stealth or hiding. Ooh, yeah, Hunter, you
Wow.
are one. You are one with
Nice.
the tree.
You won with the tree.
Let's see. I am invisible, but in my heavy armor, so this is just flat for me.
Okay.
Are you still invisible after
alright.
breaking the wagon wheel? Is that? I
Oh.
thought you couldn't make like, an
It's
attack.
not technically an attack.
Yeah, what would you say to that,
it's just
Richard?
a skill check.
Use an item.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that
Yeah.
invisibility's given up.
I think
for that.
I'm gonna pity that.
Chimera just screams, "We need to
Goddamn.
hide, everyone!"
It's an advantage anyway because you're invisible.
I have disadvantage because
Oh.
We got that heavy armor.
Do I?
I feel
Do I
like
use my inspiration
stationary
to
and
fix that?
invisible. I feel like there's a difference between invisible and stationary, and invisible and like trying to sneak somewhere. You know?
Yeah,
Actually-
yeah. I agree. Like
Technically, it's true.
if you're not making any sound, then I'm not. It's more of like a hide check than a stealthy sneaking. So
Okay.
I'm fine without the disadvantage there.
Well, my 12 is still better.
Okay, so 12 is kind of like the
Low
minimum
end, yeah.
here.
An invisible
I'm
12.
going- I am going to. I think that'll beat their passive, actually. And I think that's all you need to beat, is the way I've been ruling that.
Well, yeah, because they wouldn't have any reason to actively. Well, I mean, honestly, maybe they would if they think it's like a bandit trap.
It does look very bandit trappy. Let me see.
Except it's the opposite. It's the opposite of a trap. It's we don't want you knowing. We don't want to do anything to you.
It ties, so let me just roll to see what's gonna happen here. Okay. All right, so you guys all hide.
Yep.
And then they kind of march along. They kind of look at the wagon. They're gonna like stop. They're gonna send one of the 8 is going to go over, kind of check the wagon area, be like, and they kind of look around and like, all right, move forward, and they all move on.
Okay.
So you lucky sons of bitches. Some of you did not do the best job hiding, but they're not the most perceptive people, and they got a mission. They gotta keep on heading north. So that's what
I
they
think
do.
the real luck is that those guys didn't take the cart and been like, "Hey, you know what? I can fix this," and then patched it up and then left with the cart.
We did break it.
Right. That's what
Yeah,
I used
no,
like, guys. I majored in cart repair.
I was a carpenter before I got drafted into the military.
Oh, right, Terry. You used to fix carts.
They call me
Yeah,
Terry
but
Cartwright for a reason.
Well,
Come on, Terry. It doesn't matter. Let's just go. Like, oh man, I could have fixed it. I could have had a car. Doesn't matter. We got a schedule to keep. Let's go. And they all move on, luckily. But
Well,
not too long after. Not too long after that, let's get another round of perceptions real quick.
I was gonna say, like, lesson learned. They stopped for the wagon, so hopefully
Right.
the other two do as well. You know.
That was my thought.
Another round of perception. You said. Yeah.
Okay. So Rain, as you're starting to get up, you notice coming in the other direction are two guards on what do you call it? On yaks, heading from the north, heading south. So before anybody gets out of their places, Rain knows that.
Are we all ready?
Let's do it.
Remember, knock them out. We take them into the woods, shackle them, and then we do the interrogation.
Alrighty. So they come marching along, and then they eventually will get within about, we'll call it like within 60 feet of the cart as well. And similar reaction of like, all right, this looks kind of sus. And they too are going to look around.
Now, when they do this, do they get off of the yaks, or what?
No. At first, they're just kind of perched up, and they kind of like stop, imagining that there could be bandits or goblins or something around a little bit ahead. So they're kind of looking all over. One of them says, they start looking in your general direction, not up in the tree. Hunter's totally invisible, but kind of like other people who are hiding. I don't know where exactly they're hiding, like kind of deep down in that tall grass or something. But kind of looking around, they think they might see something, but they're not really sure. They're just kind of pausing, and they're gonna. One of them's kind of like mentioned to the other, and both of them kind of take out their crossbows, and they'll just, kind of pat their yaks, and there's gonna slowly clop over while they're kind of on guard, looking around. But they don't. It looks like they're not seeing anything in specific. They are super spooked right now. But they're gonna slowly get closer and closer and get about 30 feet away from the wagon. Is anybody doing anything yet, or is anybody kind of waiting for them to do something? What's going on at this point?
So they're on their feet now. Is that correct?
No, they're still on
Yak
top
pack.
of the yaks, and they are very much like looking in the general direction. Unless you guys split out in all different directions, I imagined you all had like gone over to one side. But at least in the direction of Rain and Adra, they're definitely like, it's like they thought they saw something, but you definitely get the sense that they don't have eyes locked on any one target. But still, they're on guard with their crossbows ready to go, just kind of peering around.
I'm gonna start setting the mood a little bit and have some kind of spooky crow or raven caws start emanating from the woods and the grasses that they're kind of looking in.
They're definitely like, and you can tell that they're like murmuring to each other, but from as far away as they are, hard to tell what they're saying. But they're still just like, the yaks are very, very slowly kind of clopping along on the road.
Well,
All right, so we knock them out now. Are we still? I think the grease plan's been rejected.
yeah.
So.
I mean, if they're gonna,
I mean, is
look
that
like they're gonna, and
concentration
Event-
or
no.
Eventually, they are going to get up towards the wagon. One's going to look over, kind of crossbow ready to go. looking over near the wagon. The other one's gonna look over in the other direction where they thought they saw something. So at this point, they are. I imagine the tree was like probably 10, 15 feet away from the cart. So they are very close to you guys at this point.
Whenever
Chimera and Adra are invisible still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as they're like swiveling and looking, whenever they're like generally both looking in one direction away from Adra, I think she's just gonna move in for a blow, you know.
Okay.
Like you said,
so yeah,
like
you can.
you said they split,
on
but
up
like
and-
at some point, I'm sure they'll
Well,
both.
no, they're
look
not
some way,
really
you know?
splitting. They're just splitting. They're just splitting their focus. One
Well, that
person's looking. Over
yeah,
to the
that's
left,
what I'm
the other's
saying.
looking
So
over
at
to the
some
right.
point, when both their eye lines go the same way away from Adra, she'll just move in to do her thing.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll to attack.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that at advantage because I'm coming out of invisibility. And if this, well, technically I can attempt it even if it doesn't hit, but with Shield Master, I can shove 5 feet, so I can try to just like push them. Well, or I shove them prone, I guess, which ought to be able to knock them off the thing, you know?
Yeah, I'd give you that.
Yeah. 26 to hit.
Yep.
Dope. All right. And then 10 damage. And then yeah, let me just real quick double check the like wording on the Shield Master thing.
I have a feeling it's a contested.
It is, yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay, it's a bonus shove within 5 feet. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, be contested.
All right, so you run up and slice him right along his side. He's like, "Ah!" And yeah, if you want to see if you can knock him off of his yak.
Yeah. Now, since I lose the invisibility, the athletics wouldn't be at advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
All right. 21.
You knock him, bam! The shield knock him right down, lands down onto the ground. The yak is just gonna like bolt away.
While he's,
I guess we need initiative.
Oh, never mind.
We need initiative now because there's still one other. Well, I guess both of them now. They were holding their crossbow, so we need initiative.
I also wanted to use that as like an opportunity to spook both yaks. I guess one is already.
One's already plenty spooked.
Would I be able to time that out, or no? I guess it would be hard to do since he's invisible. She's invisible, and we hadn't really.
I think with the rise rounds, you get one move.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, right. Turn order needs
tokens. Yeah. Also, I like the idea that after these
I'm
guys
just
go
gonna
through
write it
all this, they're going to then go to the town and potentially the guards there are going to be like, we didn't receive any word about this. Go home. And so they'll just go through all of this for nothing. Don't you know what happened to us on the way here? No, we don't. And we don't care. Go home.
Adra has a 21 up above. Is that initiative?
No, I got a 6.
You got a 6. Okay. Amira got the 17. Rain got the. We'll just call it a 14. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You just had a turn, so it makes sense you'd go last.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just gonna grab a soda real fast.
Okay. So, guards got a nat 20 on their initiative.
All right.
So immediately falling down to the ground, the guy's gonna quickly spin over. Both of them are gonna quickly turn, and they're both going to shoot their crossbows at Adra because that's the only target they see.
Sure.
That is a 21 to hit for the first one,
That will hit.
and an 18 for the second one.
That will not.
Okay. So the other guy's kind of at a weird angle. He was looking over towards the cart, and then like spinning around like crazy. He's just freaking out and shoots and just kind of goes flying off into the woods. But the guy that you attacked, he's got a really good idea where you are. He falls down to the ground, immediately looks up and shoots you, and like goes up. Your armor is going to block it, so it's not going to be like a lethal blow, but it definitely gets you in the chest from upward, or from downward, going up.
Is he at
in your
disadvantage
chest
because
area.
he's prone, or is that only if it's a melee attack?
If you're prone and you're shooting, it doesn't impose disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it affects anything.
Oh yeah, I guess
that
it
is
wouldn't, because
going
how
to
else would you
be-
lay down to like snipe?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Actually,
is
yes,
going.
it does. Surprisingly,
Really?
Ranged attacks?
all attack rolls. Prone, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls. Weird. Even magic attacks. That means.
It's not gonna make a difference. He rolled the same thing.
Okay.
Anyways, that is 10 piercing damage to you
Ow.
as it goes right up under your chest area.
That's a decent hit. All right.
Yep. All right. Well, that's their turn. And now we've got Anwar.
Did Adra manage to tag one of them for some decent damage?
Yeah.
For some decent damage, not enough to knock him out yet, though.
The one on the ground took 10.
Oh, actually, the one who landed on the ground, not only was there a shot there, but also you, he also, he's just, adrenaline is running through his veins, and he's going to stand up after that shot, drop the crossbow, and he's getting ready to pull out his sword on the next attack.
Is that
But
Biggs
it
or
also
Wedge?
seemed like he was... that one's Biggs. Anyways, I also need to roll... Yeah, you still hurt him pretty bad, even with his second wind.
Okay, so that was okay.
Yep. All right. So, anyways, that is them, and Anwar, you're up.
All right, so kind of similar to an earlier battle we had, where magic missile can go wherever I want it to go. Just like 2 or 3 shots in his back to try and knock him unconscious. Because as his attention is drawn on Adra, just like Anwar's gonna kind of like wizard blast, and fire 3 magic missiles from his gauntlet that's hidden underneath his cloak.
Okay.
Wizard Blast.
Yeah,
It's my favorite Super Nintendo game.
Not great.
And just to remember, Adra, you just are what you are right now. You're not looking like a witch right now.
Well, she
Right.
still has the other fake disguise.
Right, but I don't look like a witch yet.
That's fine.
I look like a giant.
2 of those missiles is just enough to knock the guy out unconscious.
Great. So then I imagine that the first 2 go into him, and then like he starts to drop, and Anwar's like, ugh, and he like recalculates on his gauntlet, so like, and it goes over to the other guy.
Okay, yeah. Then he goes to the other guy who's still on his yak, and just kind of like the magic missile just kind of blasts him, and he kind of recoils a bit, but he's still okay. All right. So next up then is Kamira.
You muted, Sid.
I was muted. Okay. I am just gonna go and make a couple of attacks with my sword, I guess. Like non-lethal, hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully. So coming out of invisibility. So advantage? Please. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that definitely is.
Bless you. Thinking about it, I should have hunter's
This
mark.
is just like you. This is just like you coming out of the tall grass, just like going
Yeah.
after the guy who's on his yak.
Yeah. And
must
then
be right.
because I get 2 attacks now. Or not. Well, yeah.
I
get
don't know.
attacked
I don't
twice.
know. I don't know if you're gonna need it. You should roll damage.
Oh, okay. D8. Where's my 8? There we go. +4. Hey, I'm gonna need to roll that second one probably.
Actually, wait. Yes, you will. Yep.
Okay. So attack number 2.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You got him.
Eight.
Okay. Yeah. So either you doing this non-lethally, or you slash him up to the point where he's bleeding out and he needs something to stabilize him.
I would like, if I can, like, instead of using the sharp end of the sword, it's like using it like the blunt edge, like, and just like swinging it hard enough like a baseball bat and knocking him off of the yak, if I can.
Oof, yeah. Slams down onto the ground. Both of them are knocked out, and I guess so neither of them have seen Rain at this point. Rain, what are you doing with your turn? Are you turning into a witch?
Are they both unconscious?
They are both unconscious now.
She's gonna run over and pull out rope because they gotta get them tied up first thing.
No,
Okay.
I got manacles.
All right.
Okay, that worked. Do you have 2 pairs?
I did. I got 2 pairs of manacles specifically for this
Ah.
operation.
There we go.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right, so Rain and Hunter, you run out, and I guess your turn in the initiative. You go out and restrain them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I jump onto my loop, and as it hits the ground, it like yanks a cord that unties the rope, so it all just collapses down the second I land.
Nice.
And I rush over and disarm them. I'm gonna search them for any like secret weapons, anything hidden that they could use to try to escape.
Okay, so you just want to loot their bodies, basically. Well, loot. I guess just loot them. It's not just
Loot
their
with a
bodies.
purpose.
Okay, give me an investigation.
Wow, they both had luck blades. How amazing.
Ah,
You do not find any hidden secret weapons or anything like that. You do find some little gold pouches, though.
Oh.
Yeah, they've got a total of 4 gold and 18 silver on them.
Can
oh,
Rain
nope.
also check them for like any lockpicks? Make sure they're not gonna get out of the manacles or anything.
Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Is it 18 silver?
18 silver and 4 gold.
Cool.
Nat 20. You are able to search all over them, every nook and cranny, and you're like, I know where soldiers hide their shit. And you're looking all over, and you do not find any lockpicking tools or anything like that. You feel pretty confident that these guys,
Perfect.
other than stashing some coin, have not really stashed anything. That and some rations.
While they're
y-
unconscious, we drag them into the forest, and then we change into our disguises with just a group of bandits that the witches hired to kidnap them.
And I'll signal whistle for our bud to come on over and rejoin us so we can get the wagon ready for a quick escape if we need to.
Yeah, I'll hit the wheel
you're-
with some mending to fix that right up too.
By your bud, you mean Ravadia?
Ravadia. I wanted to
Okay.
call her Ravenica. Ravadia.
Oh, Ravadia.
Hey,
Alrighty.
you.
All right, so yeah, she'll jog her way back over to you guys. She'll be like, all right, hey, listen, there's like another group that's coming, maybe like a couple of miles away. We still got a bit of time, but we should go.
Yep. I tapped the wheel with mending so we can get that off the road.
Alrighty.
See, Hunter?
So yeah,
Easy
you
fix.
You guys go into the forest, which only takes you about a minute, thanks to the location that you spotted out.
Cool.
Before they're awake, Rain's gonna cast Alter Self on herself and turn into a gnomish-looking old hag.
And Adra will use her one-a-day disguise self.
What do you mean by gnomish, though? Just because you need to be the same size, whereas a gnome is a size category smaller.
Nope, you change your height as well with Alter Self because it's a
You
second
can
level
change your
spell.
height. You can change your height, but you can't change it all the way down to a
Basic
size
same,
difference.
basic
You're-
shape
you're-
stays the same.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, she
Canvas
makes
here.
herself as short as she possibly can.
Okay. I think dwarves are still medium sized. You can get down to like dwarf size.
Tell you what, you
Just a-
get on your knees, then you put your shoes underneath your knees so it looks like you're really short.
And then she's also going to like just grab random things around the forest. She knows nothing about witchcraft, but she's gonna like throw out her pot from her mess kit and just put water in it and start a little fire under it and just like throw moss in and stuff to make it seem like, you know, witch's brew.
Okay.
Adra will so she'll look at Rain and just say, "So remember, mental link. You ask the questions. I think it'll just work out more intimidating this way." And she'll use disguise self, and she's gonna keep her same height, her about 8 feet tall thing, but she's gonna disguise self to be this like really creepily tall, like Slender Man looking witch, who's like,
Oh hell no!
who's just got like, whose like cowl is just like covering her face like basically completely, so that she can be standing there totally silent, just like this creepy tall thing, while Rain does all the talking.
Ooh.
Nice.
I was thinking like
already.
I was thinking that, or like, you know how like in movies a witch will have like a triangle kind of hat that just it's way too tall, like to a creepy level. Yeah. So it's like it's like that, except her face is actually at the height of like the triangle.
What was I gonna say? All right, so I think we're about at the halfway point. We're at 9 o'clock. Let's do a bathroom break, and
Yeah, I
then
can use a
we'll
bathroom break.
jump back in. Jump back into the interrogation.
All right. I will Google female Slender Man while we're on break. Be right
I'm
Safe
back.
search on.
worried about where
Safe
they'll
search
take that.
on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be right back. And we're back. So yeah, you were asking, Richard. Adra is in, basically, like, I imagine she's in like full robes, so like you're not seeing any features. It's just very tall, robed figure with hood pulled over, like unnaturally tall, just to a creepy. So she can just be like the intimidating, creepy thing standing next to Rain, while Rain is the face. You know.
Alrighty, well, we will cut to the point when you guys are. Well, I don't know if there's any more talking you want to do, you can. But I was imagining we just cut
Yeah.
right to the point before you guys wake these guys up.
Right.
Would like to specify that because I am not a witch, I'm just in hiding, I guess, like listening in case they need help.
Hiding behind a tree.
Yeah, just out of sight.
And Adra would
I
let.
I mean,
Sorry, you go.
I was just saying I'm there too.
Is Hunter
Anwar's
too, or
also hiding.
Hunter's gonna be doing some like wizardry?
Yeah, Hunter's in a place nearby where he can watch, have a clear line of sight on them, but within range, so he can also do the noises.
Okay.
alrighty. Well, if you want a clear line of sight, again, give me a nice stealth roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. You effectively hide. They cannot see you, but you got a good line of sight to them within distance to do your thaumaturgy.
Nice.
So at this point, you guys, the morning rain is definitely over at this point, but it's still quite damp. You're deep enough into the forest that you can't see the road anymore. And on this side of the forest, things are relatively not quite as spooky as they would be on the swamp side. But still, just overall, it's just kind of a damp day, and lights just kind of peeking through the tree canopy at this point.
Adra would tell Rain the first thing to ask is to ask them where they were on patrol during June 15th, or the equivalent of June 15th.
Okay. And Audra's in the book, right? So we can basically send back and forth. And she'll have like the book in front of her because she's using it as like instructions for whatever fake witch's brew thing she's doing.
Cool.
Yeah. I guess whenever they wake up.
I
Are
can
you
assist
waiting for
with
them
that.
to wake? Are you waking both of them up, or just one of them up? What are you doing?
Probably both of them. She'll like shape water, some of the water out of the pot before it's like boiling and just splash it in their faces.
And
I
as
can
she's
also
doing that,
wake him up.
I'll drop Zone of Truth around him.
All right, 2 wisdom saves coming right up. Oh, what's the save?
Let me double check.
What's the DC?
14.
They both fail.
Whew.
It'd be interesting if one passed, one failed. One of us always
So-
lies. One always tells the truth.
Both of them. Well, I guess they're on the ground, like they're prone. I take it, all
they're-
bound up.
I think maybe we probably would have found like, in addition to the manacles, we probably just like roped them to a tree so their backs are against it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they kind of wake up, tied up to the tree, and what exactly do they see? They see Rain and Adra, and that's it.
They see Rain and Adra in their witch
Mhm.
disguises. There's like a pot of boiling liquid in front of them, which is just full of whatever random gross stuff Rain found to throw in there, and she has her book in front of her. I don't know if thaumaturgy can add any like spooky ambiance on top of that, but
Oh yeah, I think as they start stirring, there's going to be slight tremors in the ground. It starts kind of rumbling from like the washing machine was set wrong, but then it just builds a little more, and they're also going to start hearing whispers, just ominous whispers throughout.
Sid, I'm digging this illustration. It looks like a spooky stories to tell in the dark.
For the sake of my own sanity, one of them is going to be kind of a little more out of it and just kind of stared stiff, where the other one immediately starts going like, "Oh, fuck me! Fuck me! Oh!" Tries to get out and can't. "Oh, fuck me!"
Oh, I would also say, my, since you can change your gear too, instead of my normal sword, it would be like a really, like, long, like, gnarled staff that I'm, like, holding into the ground.
Okay. How about each of you can roll intimidation with advantage, and whichever of those is the highest, given everything you guys are doing right now, I will just say that's kind of the standard of where they're at.
Oh, sorry. I did not mean to roll a +2 on it. I meant to roll 2
Okay,
of these.
all right.
All right, you're the more
Can't do better.
intimidating. Apparently,
You're just standing there
Adra.
anyway.
Apparently, with that nat 1, was Adra just like burp in her costume? We are witches.
Well, I mean, Adra's just standing there, but
Yeah.
I mean, just immediately the vibe collectively that you have done with each other. That's a nat 20. Like, you've effectively scared the shit out of him at this point.
Good,
He's just
you're
like
awake.
starts weeping. Fuck me.
Oh, good. I have some questions for you.
Okay.
So what was that first one?
What were they doing on patrol on the day of June 15th?
Where were you on June 15th? What were you doing on patrol?
It must be about the witches. That was the day of the witches? I think?
Wrong. I
Uh,
have
the-
a little...
The ground shakes, and they hear like the sound of like if birds could scream, like not just ah, but like ah.
Please, I swear, I'm almost positive that's it. Please, what else would you be here for?
Well, wait, so they're under zone of truth, right?
Yeah.
What did he said they were...
Said
He was-
that was the day of the witches.
Day of the Witches. Okay.
We can, much like how like a translated scene is subtitled, we can just skip the fact that Rain and I are pinging everything back and forth, I guess, just for sake of whatever.
Yeah.
So she would follow up with, what is the day of the witches?
It's the day when we killed those witches.
In the garden.
Yeah. Listen,
you-
that wasn't my choice. I didn't have a choice.
Everyone has a
I-
choice.
I don't want any quarrel with you.
Whose choice was it?
It was our superior.
His
It was-
name.
He'll kill me if I say.
We'll kill you if you don't say.
Or worse, will curse you.
All right, ASMR from Andrew.
That's a really good use of thaumaturgy. I like that.
As Tony, I hate that, but I like how it's working in game.
It was a priest. Priest went by the name of Thalamus.
Thalamus?
Would Rain realize that that's a much higher profile target than we initially thought?
One of the priests.
Yeah.
You would know that it's higher up than a captain for sure. However, there are quite a few priests as well, so they're still kind of they're more upper middle rank than lower middle rank, like a captain would be. But it's definitely like, oh, this is more than just a captain.
They're middle management.
They're upper middle management, yeah.
Can I roll a history for if I know this name at all? Because like, there's a priest basically in every town they've taken over, right?
No, there was a whole bunch of priests that came into town.
Okay.
After that bombing, like there's a good amount of them.
Okay. Could I do history?
I don't think
nonetheless, or would it not be any point?
I don't think you know the name of any of them. That seems really unlikely.
All right. Well, Thalamus is on my kill sheet, on my character sheet anyway now. So,
Rain would probably know the question that Ryan's asking in the chat, though. As far as you know, like priests always hide their face, so you don't know exactly what they are, but you get the sense that they are people of the prime material who have been given power by rituals from the Great Old One. They have some psionic abilities, but they themselves you don't believe are illithid.
Gotcha.
Okay, I just wanted to double check something. So with, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess we can just still word it as a question. The follow up, I guess, then would be, what exactly were your orders from Thalamus?
Group of witches in the garden. Witchcraft is not tolerated. It's not allowed. It's against what the Great Old One is. It's against what he wants. It's forbidden magic. It's not my choice. It's just the way it is.
What reason did Thalamus have to think that these simple gardeners were witches?
They've been seen doing magic in the garden. That's all I know. It's just following orders. It's just following orders.
And so you killed one of these witches yourself?
Yeah.
Who did you kill?
I'll roll a d4 real quick.
I like that we're doing like Batman Scarecrow stuff to these guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
The Furbolg.
Rain just sort of stops and looks at Adra for a moment.
Adra will like twist over toward, like not do a head turn, but like move the whole, like rotate the whole way to look at her. And just say like, we have more questions to ask. Or this is like the mental link, like, let's ask more questions, but I think we both know this one is going to die.
She's a little uneasy about that, but she's not entirely sure what to do at the moment. And she's gonna send back. What else should we ask?
Your friend, the one who hasn't quite come to yet, who did he kill?
One of the Oxidon. Woman.
Oxidon. Okay, see, this is a conundrum, because now it's like, we definitely gotta kill the one, but what do we do with the other one as far as, like, what word we want to send?
I'm telling you the truth, man. I didn't have a choice. I didn't ask to be in this empire. It's just...
Who else was on patrol with
what they make you do.
Who else killed the witches?
Two of the guys in our squad, they got sent to some camp in the swamp.
What were their names?
We may have already dealt with them.
Yeah, their names are dead and gone.
Basically, you might as well call them that.
Okay.
I don't have names right off the top of my head. He doesn't remember because he's so scared
Okay.
shitless right now.
Do we get the sense that we might have already killed them?
How many camps have there been in the swamp that you know of?
Alright, yeah, true.
One.
I see. Where is Thalamus now?
I assume in STEM Garden he wasn't reassigned. I don't know.
Who do the priests answer to? That's probably one Rain could answer, but still.
Answer the illicit.
Shoot, I had another one and it just slipped my mind. Oh. Has anyone ever tried to attack a priest?
Not in front of me. No, none have dared. They're the ones in power, okay? This is what we're born into. I swear I don't have any personal feelings about witches other than your magic scares me. And their magic scared me, and it's just what we do. Please, don't kill me. Don't turn me into a newt.
I'll do the mental link with Rain just to say, I think I got everything I need about the garden incident, but there's one more thing I want to ask. And then I'll ask, what do you know about the incident on the Maban?
I don't. It's resistance. And tsunami did that. Must have been took out people I knew.
Do you truly believe that, or do you think there could be something from your own people?
That's not true.
No. Couldn't be my people, my people. I had friends, people I grew up on a farm with. They died in that fire.
So you never heard any talk in the background about the Empire doing it to themselves, just to cause trouble for the Resistance?
Those squids are monsters, man. Maybe they did. I don't know. But it wasn't us. It wasn't soldiers.
All right. I think that's all.
Soldiers are just cattle. So we are. So we are. We're just the cattle.
Rain's gonna write in the book to Adra and say, "What if we don't kill them, but we scare them into doing good, so that they think that they're not gonna succumb to a curse?"
Audra's response to that would just be like, I'm willing to compromise on one of them, but when one admits to being the one that killed my sister, there's only one thing for me to do.
You're witches, right? You make deals? Okay, there's gotta be some kind of deal, right? There's gotta be some kind of deal. I'll do anything, man. I'll do anything. Just don't kill me.
I think, well, we definitely need a team meeting before we do anything. So Adra would just get, tell Rain to tell them something about, like, hold tight, guys, BRB, or something, because we definitely need to talk as a group.
I will consider a deal. Just wait here.
As they walk away, the sound of locusts gets overwhelming. It's like all they can hear is like. Tss.
Oh, fuck me. Oh.
Sid,
And
it went from
crying-
looking
they're-
like a smile to now a bikini bottom to me.
With a big
they are crying and wetting themselves as you walk
Alright.
away.
So yeah, team meeting, and we'll obviously relay everything we just heard. Oh, and since she can be seen, Adra's gonna like pull back the cowl on her disguise, and I guess she technically I don't know. Can she? Yeah, because the gear changes, right? So she'll do that, and it's just her face. Like she just made herself like a little thinner and creepier, but that was it. It's still just her under there, like. Whoop. And then yeah, relay everything to the group that we were just told.
Well, I mean, we weren't that far away. We were probably like 10, 15 feet
Well,
away.
yeah, but I mean, we still need to definitely talk about it as a group, regardless.
I don't feel right about killing them.
Them, no, but there is one that I'm sorry, he confessed to doing it. I can't just let that go.
That one on the right?
Yeah,
I got him.
I got him.
Oh, you got him. Yeah. What am I talking about?
What if we can make him do good? Repent.
No amount of repenting he can do will bring my sister back.
No, but he could stop others from dying.
I think that trick's only going to work for so long before they get wise.
Maybe, but shouldn't we try?
I feel like it could make. I feel like it could be quite intimidating to kill one, to show the other what will happen if they don't do this good you speak of.
Adra, you said that sparing this soldier will not bring your sister back, but neither will killing him. Can you
Logic.
look past this? Why do you have to do this?
He took something of mine I cared a lot about. At the very least, I'm going to take something he cares about.
Quite a bit. Clearly taken his dignity, his fresh pair of pants. I'm just saying, not to belabor it, but like, you don't. There is still someone else. Someone who is truly responsible for it. Thalamus. We know who's in charge of this. They were a tool. They said they felt they had no other way. What if you did? What if you did let them go?
I'm not letting him go as he is now.
What do you
What
mean?
does that mean?
Means what it sounds like.
Vague?
I want him to remember this meeting and what he did.
I don't think he's going to forget this.
No. But people should know what he did.
I think he knows what he did. If he's anything human, or I mean, I was in a similar situation to him just a few days ago. I know that my work in the Empire has likely hurt people, but I'm doing what I can to make up for that. If you remove his ability to do that, then what's the point?
Fine. I won't do anything that will prevent him from doing good.
There's that intentional vagueness again. Perhaps we can scare them into doing good, into leaving the Empire, perhaps even fighting against it.
I will not kill him. But I need some sort of catharsis. After that,
Speak
I'll...
plainly, what do you want?
Shall I just go and take care of it? And then you can decide what you want to do as far as scaring them into doing what's good.
I mean, you pulled us aside to talk about this for a reason. This is us talking about it.
I think if
I
you
think
torture him, maim him, I think you're going to leave a far greater scar on yourself than him.
I don't know. I think something like that he earned for what he did for the Empire serves as a pretty good story for others to not join the Empire.
And then you'll want to scar everyone involved.
Just
When
him
does
and
it
the
end?
priest. It ends with the priest. It ends with the
There's
one
someone
responsible.
above the priest. He reports to the Illithid, and then their ranks above them.
Well, if the priest got an order to kill the witches, then I will find out who gave that order to.
It's the entire empire. I was part of the team that collected magical things.
Listen, people like to bring up these arguments. There is a line. There is always a line. And my line is whoever gave the direct order. That's it. And I know who gave these to a direct order. Now, I know we're not going to rush in and fight any priest anytime soon, and so I'm not asking for that. But whoever gave the priest the order, I would like to know. And if it originated with him, then it can end with him. And I'll be done.
point Rain is trying to make is there's always a chain of order. There's always someone above that person. And above them.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that person gave the order.
The orders are given through the entirety of the empire. It comes down from the top to remove magic.
So
Every
you're
single
telling me this troop who killed these witches, as he called them, was told to do so, specifically was told, go to the garden, kill these people by the priest, who was specifically told, send people to the garden to kill these people by someone else, who was specifically told, go to the garden to kill these people by someone else? Or are you just saying in general terms, the Empire doesn't like magic, because we know that?
Adra, you had the chance to cut them down, but you wanted to talk to us about it. So I think somewhere, some part of you doesn't want to do this. It's your decision. You have the person here. It's your choice. But you should think, because saying that you have no choice is exactly what they just said. You have a choice.
As I said, I won't be killing them. And that's the choice I'm making, to not kill them. I mostly...
So we gonna kill him or what?
No. I gave my word I wouldn't kill them, and I'm sticking to that. But considering one is still seemingly out of it, and you all want to coerce him, or both of them, into doing good, I wanted to get people's thoughts on how exactly they would do that. As far as me getting revenge on the one who admitted to the crime, that was never changing. But I wanted to know what you all wanted to do about having the others do good. Which, to be honest, I'm not quite sure how you would orchestrate. Which is why I wanted to speak to everybody.
Yeah, can you imagine if someone from the Empire switched sides and helped us?
Nope, couldn't imagine that.
Cut to wide shot.
Well, listen. Do what you will with having them do good. I just need my moment, and then I will step away and I will do no more, and I will leave it up to you all.
Rain, that trick you do where you don't go into the mind of someone, but can send messages into the mind of someone. You can have them if they sign your book, correct?
Yes.
What if you said instead of cursing them, you could sign your book and you would always watch them and be mindful of them, but they could leave. And they must never speak of this day ever again.
That was my intention, to make it seem like they're signing a contract.
I think you might be muted or something, Richard. I didn't hear whatever you just said.
I said, but they're really signing
there
a
you
death note.
Really sad. If I get that power later, oh man, that's gonna be scary.
Death note
Like
music intensifies as they go to sign.
Like when that they tricked the FBI guy to sign in all the names for him. Oh
Yeah.
man, early Death Note, so good.
It is.
Early death note. Very good.
It is very good.
All right, back to this though.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing, Adra?
Well, right now, then, yeah. Okay. Let's go have them sign. Rain, bring your book.
So as
Okay.
they approach, the sound of locusts kind of settles down.
I have a deal for you.
Sure. Anything.
A contract. You sign your names into this book of mine, and from this day forth, you are no longer part of the Empire. You are mercenaries, and you are bound to stopping the Empire, to repent. If you do not, the curse will take hold, reduce you to nothing. You will turn into more than just a newt.
More than just a newt. Hold on, are you inside this? I just realized you guys have been inside the zone of truth too, haven't you?
No,
Not
I mean, we were
necessarily.
far enough away.
Yeah.
Okay, you're far enough away. Okay.
Which one is this? Is this Biggs or Wedge, the one that we're talking to?
Biggs, I think.
And trust me, Biggs, I know far more about you than you think.
Oh crap! She knows my name. She knows my name. I didn't even say my name. Okay, I'll sign.
She turns the book around to him, and she doesn't need to, but to make it seem like it's actually like dark magic, she takes like her pen and like stabs it into his like thumb or like his palm right here, so that he will sign with his own blood.
And Richard Adra is going to observe which hand is his signing hand, aka dominant hand.
He signs with his right.
Noted.
And then
Okay.
and then after he signs, she moves on to Wedge. And you, Wedge? You could...
Yeah, sure thing, boss. Sure thing. Signs it immediately.
After they sign it, she pulls the book back around so that she can write something so that they don't see, and they just hear in their heads, oh, I don't have them labeled. Dang it.
What?
Sorry,
Labels?
They
What
just-
is she talking
just-
about?
they just hear in their heads, and now, you will forever be under this contract. I will be watching you.
Is this like free form? We just like are against the Empire. However, you have like orders.
I will contact you when I feel the need. But for
So we
now,
should lay low.
yes. Do not report anything. Do not say anything. Or trust me, I will know.
I just have one last question. Are we actually supposed to report to the next town over? Or was that a witchy trick?
Rain doesn't answer. She just she's like curious if this will even works, and she just like writes in cackling into the book in the hope that it goes. As she
It
walks
comes out
away.
I was
It
about
comes
to
out
say it
very
does
cre-
what TikTok does. It's like ah.
I imagine it's very like it's very like Joker when he's walking in the first scene of The Dark Knight when he's walking in on all the mob bosses, just like a ha 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 hee hee ha ho ha ha. They're just like freaking out. So Rain, you step away, and then it's just Adra and them now.
Yeah, she's
Or did
gonna
I- did
leave
I-
the area because she doesn't want to
Okay.
hear it.
Yeah.
or
Okay,
see
so
it.
they see the witch leave, but that other witch that's just tall and staring
Yeah.
over, all hooded, like, is just there. Okay, we signed. You gotta let us go now.
Will you leave peacefully once we undo your manacles?
Yeah, we're gonna lay low. We're gonna do whatever you say. Yep, absolutely.
Very well. So I'll drop Zone of Truth. I'll go over and I will undo the one that's just coming to's manacles first. So just take those off.
Okay.
And then I go over to the other one. And I before I undo, well, I guess they're still technically tied to the tree too. But so first undo
Yeah,
those
I got-
manacles. Go over. I tell the other one, or so I tell the one, like, stick out your hands. I undo the manacles. You know, obviously I'll give them back to Hunter. When I go over to the other one, I also tell him to stick out his hands. When he sticks it out, I'm going to take one of my crossbow bolts and just drive it through his dominant hand. And then undo the manacles. And then cut the ropes down and just kind of kick them both to get out of here.
He's gonna.
And I'm
They're
just
both
leaving
gonna
the
hobble off
bolts,
and just-
you know, just leaving it in his hand so it, you know.
They're immediately just going to start shedding off their armor, their helmets, everything. They're just like taking stuff off, and then just like when they're down to like their under whatever they kind of wear underneath the armor, they just start kind of booking it, just running deeper into the woods until you can't see them anymore.
Alrighty. Give the rope back to whoever it belonged to, and then give Hunter his manacles back. Well, they're both gone, and they're both alive.
Thank you.
That was some good work.
Yeah.
Quite
And I'll
effective.
drop the
I'm
disguise at
impressed,
this
yo.
point, too, I think.
Yeah, drop alt herself.
And just so it's no...
Immediately they start coming back because they had a follow-up question. Hey!
Wait, so what exactly are the details of the... Wait a minute!
Are you? Do I sign a W-9 or how's this work? Is that do you pay me? Do you take taxes out?
We'll contact you! Get out of here!
No, they're long gone. You guys are in the clear.
Yeah, so I give all that stuff back. There's probably a little bit of blood on the one manacle that I hand to Hunter.
Ravadia has just been like tapping her chest in the wagon, like waiting.
Yep.
Are
Well,
you all done yet?
yeah, they're both alive and gone. But
I heard some screaming. I had a feeling that we had wrapped it up.
yeah, and Adra will look at the party and just, I make no promises about the priest.
I suppose we'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, I don't anticipate that happening anytime soon.
In other news, I think I ruined my pot, and she's like dumping out the shit and throwing into it.
Definitely gotta take some scrubbing to get that nice and clean again.
Oh, that'll be easy. I got you.
Anwar, do you know elbow grease?
Do I know that spell? Let me.
I mean,
check
we
my
can
book.
fill the pot with grease.
Ooh,
Just
right.
take one of
Oh
the-
man,
just-
that's
just
how we
take
should have woken him up. Just have Anwar just throw grease on their face, just like ugh.
Just
No.
take one of the sonic toothbrushes. This is gonna take a while.
Oh.
Unless you roll the 1 in 100 and the whole pot's just like in your hand.
I will say, I do have to remove one of the party's names from the book because I can only have 3 names right now.
Well, I thought you only got 1 or 2 names.
Right,
Well,
I
I
thought
got-
you had Anwar and Adra.
Right, but this would
Right,
take
so-
him up to 4.
That's a total.
Though
So,
I can
yeah,
only
that's a
have
total
I can
four
only
now.
have my proficiency bonus. So I guess I would have had to remove Anwar's to keep the Adra link during the.
Yep.
We can decide whether or not we want to remove them later, but you know.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I'm proud of you both. Adra, it took a lot of restraint, and I don't think you'll see it now, but in the future, I think you made the right call. And Rain, you made a fantastic, scary witch. I was really impressed. I did not know what to expect from that, and let me just say, I was quaking in my boots over here.
Oh man, you know what we should have done? It's a moot point now. We totally should have soaped them both. We soap
What?
them all up, and then they have the like creepy scales. Like then they would be cursed.
Oh, you
The
have that
magic
magic
soap.
soap thing.
I think they have to. Doesn't it have to be applied to a wound,
Mm-hmm. Well, they
or
received
can we
one of
just
them-
scrub it?
Maybe. Yeah.
They had some wounds.
yeah.
That's true.
Oh well.
That's true.
Because I was thinking that, or like, you'd have to be willing because it's attunement. But I could have also just like used the. I mean, it's like fused into my sword now, but like the needle, and just like boom, and then, like now you are definitely cursed. You know.
I can always message them to come back, but
Wait, come back.
but
We
you
want to
dropped
upgrade the
your forms.
curse. Although, hey,
I think-
listen, real talk. This is both Tony and Adra. If we encounter those two again and they haven't changed their ways, like they had their chance and it will be done.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, like real talk. If we're in some battle later and we see Biggs and Wedge later and they're like, the Empire gave us a pay raise, it would be like, all right, well, then this is over for you.
Well, you got a nat 20 on the intimidation,
Yeah.
and you had great flavor to go along with it. So they're probably pretty damn intimidated into doing the right thing right
So,
now.
yeah, Adra will just climb onto the cart after Anwar says that and just, yeah, no promises about the priest. I'm ready to go back. Chimera, if you need to do more checking up on the kids, I said I would help those who helped me, so whatever you need. And Anwar, whatever we're doing with your family, I will help with that too.
I'm gonna bust out the disguise kit and
For
touch
the
up
record,
some of the
I
disguise.
did nothing.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
this guy's been going on a while. If you want to roll to do some touch-ups, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Or
Is there
there's
a-
just 5
what
people
stat
with
is that
melted
gonna be?
faces going back into town.
Oh no.
I know I don't get proficiency bonus.
gonna
Is that
be-
like a base dex or just a base d20?
You can do either a base dex or a base intelligence.
I'm imagining like,
Or-
you know how
Or base
Dexterity.
charisma. I could see an argument for any of them.
I'm imagining, like, you know how Anwar looks normal and then, like, his sketch is all, like, weird and waxy? I'm imagining, like, you go into town, you show papers, and that looks all normal, and then they look at your real face, and it's all melted and distorted. Like, it's, like, the
with a-
reverse.
With a 16, you don't make it any better. You also don't make it any worse. You kind of maintain. You're kind of going at it for a bit. You fix up one
Picture
thing, you
that
kind of mess up
bit of
another a little bit.
afternoon shine.
It's kind of refreshing.
All in
still.
all, it kind of evens out. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to touch it anymore. It seems like it's.
Shall we return the same way we went in, or yes, perhaps we should check in on that. What you were checking on before, Chimera.
I was actually going to say, I don't really know much about this, Miss Kamir. What have you been doing with missing kids?
It was more so hunting down whoever put Jeffrey up to bombing the temple in Stem Garden.
Oh.
The madam mentioned that there was a slight pattern of children going missing, but it stopped with Jeffrey in Stem Garden. But there's also been children going up missing in Waterwheel. And yesterday, I met with an older woman who said that her grandson had gone missing. And today, the brief stop was me sort of sussing out that house. All I found was footprints. Not even prints, really. Just an imprint, I suppose. Not coming to or going from it. They're just there, near the window.
Should we go speak with the woman? We're on quite a roll of doing good.
That was in character. I know it was just a grunt, but yeah.
Can you take us back to where you saw the footprints? Or footprint?
I suppose we can, but Yes, never mind. We can. I did agree to meet with the lady yesterday, and I did not follow up. So she
Well.
might not be too pleased.
Simply say that something had gone wrong, or you went to go get the rest of your friends who would help investigate.
That's true. She might... I don't know. I don't really think that we'd find anything in the house. I mean, they had to look high and low, I would assume. But...
You know what happens when you assume?
What?
Nothing, darling. Nothing at all.
Is anyone here good at tracking? Perhaps we can follow the footsteps you found, or...
If only we knew someone who was a skilled tracker. Like a...
We have a hunter,
someone
though.
in
That's not a
woods.
tracker. That's different.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's just head back into town.
No, okay, let's check it out. Come on now. Y'all are hilarious. I get it.
Does anyone else think the disguise shop, by the way, looks like the cover art for some, like, medieval sitcom? Because that's what I see when I see the five of us standing like this.
It looks like the cover of, like, issue number 4 to a comic. Where you go like, wait, what the heck is happening in this?
Yeah. Where you buy the cover because you're like, wait, those aren't the right people.
Right?
All right, so yeah, you guys head over and you make your way back into the outskirts of town, and don't really have any incident there. And then, yeah, you guys make your way over to the cottage area, and I take it you just kind of go right back to where that evidence was.
Yep. Like stand kind of next to it.
Here I go, rolling survival to survive the survivalness.
Unfortunately, things are... She was incredibly lucky and had to shift through multiple timelines to find the footprint that she did. I mean, at this point, it's been long enough that finding any kind of trace is...
I will
pretty
hint
unlikely.
towards that. Like, I don't think it's supposed to necessarily be here. Really?
Do you think there could be a magical component?
Maybe my magical component, sort of. No, I didn't find this initially. Let's say that. I had to search. And, this was in some time somewhere. But it's here now. And it's a couple of feet. It's boots. Nice boots,
Nice boots.
but boots.
Could I take 10 to
Big
check
boots.
out the perimeter and scope out the house?
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
That would be an 18.
Okay. With an 18, you don't really find anything more. Eventually, the old woman will kind of peek out, and you'll see some neighbors from like across the street who are also kind of giving you odd looks. But the old woman will come out. Can I help you?
Adra just takes out all her aggression from the torture on this woman. You can.
I'm so sorry. I meant to come by yesterday. But I got a little caught up and it got a little late. But I was just looking, I suppose, for
Yeah, well,
signs or traces or...
look all you want. I mean, it's hard to tell too much of what happened. Boy went off in the middle of the night, it seems. The window was locked on the inside last we checked, and then next thing we know, he's gone and the window's open.
There wasn't anything in his room, was there? Any kind of notes or writing or...
I didn't see anything, but you're welcome to have a look.
May I?
You'd like to come in? I can put on a spot of tea or something.
Oh, thank you.
Alrighty, well, come on then.
Can I go search the boys' room?
I'm gonna waddle on in. You go over and search the boys' room. Go ahead and you can make investigation checks if you all want to.
Also, may I say that I really like that we're just befriending a bunch of old people.
Yo.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'll just like, look, I see it here. It's the diary that says everything that happened.
You see, like Adra's like, she's got all her pent up rage, and she like punches the wall that like perfectly knocks the like evidence off the wardrobe like into her hand or something. Or she punches through the wall and like finds the secret tunnel. Oh man.
Looking around, the only thing you really notice is you don't really see any signs of a struggle at all. What you do see is at the interior side of the window, looking forward, you see some scuff marks. Kind of like he was kind of like kicking his feet up to like hobble up over through the window. But beyond that, you don't really find anything of particular interest. Nothing stands out to you. Actually, you know what? With a nat 20, I'll give you one other thing. You find a candy wrapper stashed under his bed. Like, you guys are looking all over trying to find anything. You find this candy wrapper shoved underneath his mattress. And this old woman is in the room with you, and she's like, what's that?
Candy wrapper?
That boy's not supposed to have candy.
I'll hand it over to her.
Oh, he's been sneaking, hasn't he? Well, I can't be mad at him now. Poor thing. I hope he comes back. But he was not supposed to be having this.
May I ask why?
He's just not supposed to have sweets. He just becomes a wild one when he has sweets.
I understand.
He bounces off the walls. He's completely impossible to deal with.
Richard, while they're discussing that, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and see if like the wrapper, if there's anything that pings from it, maybe like if it was not normal candy.
Okay. Yeah,
so yeah, I use my Detect Magic, and it's out 30 feet. So if there's anything else like in the room, maybe, but I'm curious about that wrapper.
Oh, right. I'm waiting for a roll, but you don't need to roll.
Yeah. Just Detect Magic.
Feeling all around, this place is like dead of magic. You're like sending out a signal and just silence. Other than, I guess, stuff that's pinging off of you guys.
Sure.
But beyond that, it's like
okay.
Total.
So
total
just
Muggle cottage.
Just normal candy then, like no traces of like. Okay.
There wasn't any like writings or anything on the wrapper. It was just like a normal candy wrapper, right?
He's not supposed to be
say,
having witch's rune candy.
No, I would actually say that on the wrapper of the candy there is a little a little symbol of Raggedy's Candies. That is the name of a shop that, as you were walking around earlier, you have seen Raggedy's Candies in town.
Oh, good. Adra really wants to rough someone up today. This poor candy maker.
And you said the scuff marks look like they were like the kid getting out of the window?
Yeah, you know how sometimes you'll like try to like grab up on something and kind of like push yourself up, and you kind of like end up with some.
Some
I
kicky
don't know. I'm
feet.
trying to think.
Yeah, like
Yeah, trying to
feet
think
scraping up
back
the
to
wall
being
to
a
like
little kid.
push himself over it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Rain's gonna like lean over. Perhaps he was coerced out and not kidnapped.
No, that's what they're saying. I mean,
Oh,
It's
it was open from the inside. No signs of struggle. No signs of forced entry. Just a pair of boots outside and a young boy who wasn't supposed to eat candy. I can only assume that he was eating it to maybe stay up later.
it is
Maybe.
it is just normal candy. No magic properties to speak of. Although this place he got it from may be worth looking at.
to the
We
confection.
do know that magic can be imparted into edible objects.
Oh, we know damn well, right? Mhm.
Right, but no
Magic
residue or
edibles,
anything
you
on the
say?
wrapper. So, I've already used it. If we check tomorrow, I could use the spell again. If
Just
we want
by
to go to
some
the
of the
store, but
By some of the stickiness of the wrapper, you get the sense that it was some kind of taffy kind of a candy.
You
What's the
can't.
joke on the wrapper say?
There's no joke, just a little symbol.
why did the banana cross the road?
Why?
Because the other side was more appealing.
Ah. But yeah, I imagine.
Hated that.
Wow.
Thank you
We have
everybody.
a laugh track now.
We'll see you next week.
That's new.
I need a freeze
you know
frame
the-
and like the Full House text to come up on screen.
I forget what they used before plastic. There was some other kind of like really thin wrapping.
Probably
that
just like
was used.
confectioner's paper.
Yeah, it might have been something like that. Yeah.
Parchment
And,
paper?
So, anyways, that's what it's printed on. Yep.
Excuse me for asking, but what can you only do once a day?
Detect magic. It's something my people do, but only once a day. Same with the witch's disguise. I can
Oh.
change my appearance once a day.
How about we don't talk about this so blatantly in front of this old lady?
Oh,
Hi,
I
we're
imagine you
magic,
were
and I
like,
just put an
"Oh,
arrow in a
no."
man's hand because he killed my sister. Have a good day, ma'am.
The tea boiling. Hold on. I hear it whistling. Hold on.
While the woman's in the other room, well, this does come standard in our acquisitions kit. She pulls out a wand from her backpack. I can also detect magic.
Detect magic is still going, so when she pulls it out, I'm assuming it's like. boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. It's like a. Oh my God! It's detecting magic of a wand that detects magic.
Oh, I suddenly the aura starts looking like when you put two mirrors near each other, just like ah.
Just getting some weird frequencies going.
Yeah. Okay, and Adra like immediately cuts her own out. She's like, nope. Okay, nope.
She puts it back into the bag. We can use it discreetly in the shop.
True. I'm thinking there's not much around outside of farms. If
Not around
people
here.
were going missing, it would make sense that they disappear into the city. And if this was a place that was meant to recruit children, candy could be a very useful tool in furthering that end. So, it's a
Well-
long way of saying I think that we need to get cramped back inside the wagon again.
Yeah, we need to check out that candy shop, don't we? The first Google image result for Infinite Reflection is apparently a Magic the Gathering card called Infinite Reflection. That's some interesting synergy right there.
Once you mentioned the card, just cut back to Ravadia, just kind of like sharpening her axe blade. Loo loo loo, I got some lemons. Loo loo loo, you got some too.
Yes, so much. All right, let's be good visitors, and so she's not wasting tea, and then go, I suppose. before she wises up and
Um,
realizes that we are like the same amount of people that are on like wanted posters and shit.
No, we have an extra.
Yeah.
Oh, we have an extra.
Someone's disguise nose just falls off into their tea. Leprosy. Puts on the mask.
We don't need to roleplay it, but the one thing I will say before you guys head out while you're being polite and drinking tea, she'll go into a little spiel about how it's just so unfortunate this boy's already been through so much. Like his parents had, died earlier. And it's just like a real shame that he's already been through so much, and then this happened, and she's still just like praying that he's alive somewhere.
Now, was he hanging out with some other kids that were up to no good or anything like that, or?
Were they perhaps shooting b-ball
what
outside of the neighborhood?
What kid is up to good? He was
Dual
a kid.
Brightstone.
I thought he was fine. Yeah, he had friends in other cottages around. Didn't go into the city much. He knows that there's some seedy people that travel through there.
And
Mostly,
his friends are all still okay and around town?
except for that one girl. Unfortunately, she was taken maybe a couple months ago. And then him about a month later.
I'm so sorry to hear, man.
Yeah, wasn't especially close with her or anything, but it's a small town. Everyone knows each other.
Important to feel safe, and it's important to have a sense of community.
I just hope that this wasn't some kind of I don't know. If he was taken, I hope it wasn't some kind of retaliation. There were rumors his father had joined the resistance, like going against the Empire. I just hope it wasn't anything like that.
Where is his father?
Dead.
As a result of joining the
Yeah.
resistance?
Yeah, it's a little over a year ago. I think he was trying to hijack a boat or something. Died.
Could I
Crazy
roll
people
a
these
history
days,
check?
right? Absolutely crazy. Who steals boats?
Honestly. Could I
What a
I don't
world.
know.
could I roll a history check to see if I can think of what operation that was?
Yeah.
Oh, Operation
Okay.
Steelboat.
Yeah, you know that disrupting infrastructure was like the main thing that the Stem Guard resistance was doing for a long time. And you definitely over the years, some people have died. And so with that role, you would know of a human who, it's like you crossed paths maybe once or twice, didn't know him that well, but you had heard that he didn't make it in one of the raids that was up closer to the mines. That was about a bit over a year, like a year and a half ago.
Gotcha. So that all times out. Okay, thank you.
Well, in any case, anyways, that's the main other information that you get while you're sipping tea and then in your gin and juice.
Fuck yeah, gin and juice.
And so I guess that's about it before you guys head back to the cart, unless you had anything else for her.
No.
Alrighty.
Well-
So you get back into the wagon, and Ravadia will take you back into the city.
Do I probably. We probably.
Oh,
need
wait,
to,
we
like,
need another-
swim or something, right?
Or
'Cause
do
I
we-
think you can only
There-
do
We
invisibility.
need another
once a day?
invisibility.
I can do another invisibility.
Okay.
Okay.
It's my only other third level slot today, but yeah.
Alright. So,
Well,
using
if
your
things
last third
go-
level-
Absolutely dark in the candy shop, I do have Revivify. I did prepare that today.
Oh no.
Alrighty, yeah. So you make it back into the town. Audra and Chimera are
Yeah.
invisible again.
And Richard, I applaud you for your synergy with the new Candyman movie coming out in 2 weeks.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. So is that yeah? That's next stop for us though. Candy shop.
I think.
Well, we have to
Listen.
get somewhere out where we can safely.
Right.
disembark.
Yeah,
Correct.
she finds a place.
I know
She
we're not
finds-
just gonna
in fact,
pull
she-
up to the candy shop, become visible, and hop out. Just like, hey,
She
what's
probably
up?
goes in. She probably goes into the stables that's right next to the Hammered Clam, and you guys can get out there.
Cool.
Perfect.
Well then, next stop, candy shop.
Yes.
Is
Alrighty.
it beneficial at all
Uh,
for Chimera and I to stay unseen like this while we go?
I don't think necessarily.
Mm-mm. Unless, I mean, I still have my disguise for however long. It's not going to just slough off my face, but
I do as well. All right then.
Dropping invisibility then.
Oh, I can drop it myself
Uh,
and then punches Anwar to break invisibility.
Why?
I gotta get my aggression out somehow.
Alrighty then. So, you what was I gonna say? All right, so yeah, you head over there, you head inside, and immediately you're hit with all sorts of sweet smells. And you just see various candies, lollipops, hard candies, rock candies, all sorts of stuff that are like kind of on display everywhere. It's very colorful inside.
Richard,
And you
can
see-
I do a perception roll to home in on the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup equivalent in this world?
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
they definitely have. There's definitely a
Okay.
peanut butter and chocolate cup.
Because upon that, like, Adra, you know, being the very stern person she is, as soon as we walk in, is going to be like, peanut butter candies. Just can get very distracted. Those are my favorite. And just walk over to them.
This is actually dark chocolate and almond butter. I hope that's okay.
Close enough.
In any case, so you go over there and you see a very young boy, maybe about 6 years old, who is looking up. This is a dwarf, looks very much like Benny, but even a little bit younger than Benny. He's just like, I want that. And the mom's like, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this. But you know what? You gotta behave. If you do not touch anything, I will get you 2 of that. And they're just working it out. And so there's a little bit of that, and the guy working there is kind of like rolling up some taffy candies. And he's just being very patient with the boy, like, you want this one? Oh no, you want this one? No, you do want this one? Like, just taking a while, but eventually they clear out.
the heart wants what the heart wants. Okay, that's it.
Yep. So in any case, yeah, you go in there, and then there are kind of like paper bag like things that if you want to just start putting some candies and thing, Adra, you can do that.
Oh, yeah. No, Adra's 100% going to fill up, like, whatever the biggest size they have of peanut butter candies.
Okay.
And I hate that I just did
Yeah,
this to
basically-
myself because I have none in my house, but now I really want Reese's.
Oh
Oh well. But yeah, so whatever you say that's gonna cost me, I'll take it off.
That's funny. I actually do have the dark chocolate and almond butter version
Wow.
in my house right now.
What
In any case,
what would that cost me for the biggest size case they sell of or bag of those?
if you're getting like a 1 pound bag, or
Yes.
would it be, I don't know.
Yes,
1
the
pound
biggest thing
bag
they
of
sell. I want it.
Yeah, just I think the biggest would be a 1 pound bag of basically Reese's treats. We'll say that it's 1 copper per pound.
All right, putting that in my
They're
inventory.
not that expensive.
1
really.
pound of peanut butter candies.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this an important plot element later. Just you wait.
All right.
Are the candies that we found like, is there a candy with a matching wrapper somewhere? Like,
There is. In fact, it's the thing that he's currently rolling up right now. It's this very nice looking multicolored taffy that's kind of like, it's really long and stretched out like white taffy, but then there's kind of like greens and reds and blues kind of all in the middle. And then he's just like stretching them out and then cutting them up and then wrapping them up.
oh, well, that looks quite festive. Is that a popular one?
And we'll say that this guy is a dwarf, thick beard, but the beard is like wrapped up and like put into. He's got one of those like nets, but for his beard,
Beard net.
it's like a huge beard net. Yeah. But, oh yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. Yep. Is this what would you be wanting? Tell you what, I'll give you a piece to try for free.
Oh, thank you. Rain's gonna eat it.
Can I, while
it's
they're interacting?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just say it's extremely sweet, and extremely chewy, almost to the point that's like, okay, only a kid would like this. This is a lot.
There's no richness.
Rain strangely loves it, but that's probably because her mother didn't really let her have candy.
Yeah, this is like a new experience. The Empire definitely didn't let her
Rain's
have
gonna
candy.
be Willy
So this
Wonka
is
at
just
the
like,
end of this.
ooh, this is good. So yeah, no, if you're like intrigued by the pure sugar sweetness of it, it hits the spot. Anyway, sorry, Kamira, what were or Sydney, which?
I just wanted to kind of look him over, see what he's wearing. Like, is he kind of dressed down? Are his shoes super fancy? How does the store look? Is it fancy, or is it kind of like, hey, it's been here for a few years, but that's part of the charm, BB, bang, bang, bang. Like, yeah.
It looks very nice. Looks like it's well kept together. He looks very working class the way he's definitely not dressed up all that much. And also, it triggers the thought that the footprint that you saw definitely was not dwarven. It was not like
It was bigger.
It was bigger and like thinner in proportion than a dwarf foot would be.
Okay.
So, yeah, I imagine dwarf feet would be kind of shorter and stockier, and this was more similar to what you'd see in like this footprint was like human, half orc, maybe a smaller Goliath, somewhere around those size.
Yeah.
Kind of
Not like foot.
Yeah.
Got it. Can I try some of that by chance?
Oh, do you want one too? Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, if I could. I'm gonna
absolutely.
I'm gonna try it, and I'm not gonna so much determine whether or not I like it, but it's like oh wow, I suppose this is kids, right? Like they
Yeah, I mean this one's mostly popular with the kids.
Yeah.
The kids love it. But no, you might prefer some other. We've got peanut butter cups. We've got.
No, I was just thinking how I like you're making so much, but I suppose I don't know, my child would be wired having just one of these.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be honest, a good chunk of this just gets packaged up and shipped out. But you know, we'd like to keep a good amount on display, and there's some that we sell in town. But honestly, most of the business is what gets shipped out.
Do you provide to other towns or outposts or? I haven't seen the brand around, I suppose.
No, I mean we're right along the river. No, I don't know if I don't know how. Where are you from?
A little bit farther outside of STEM Garden, actually. Grew up farming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we got some candies in Stemgar, but no, most of it's going all the way out east, outside the far lands.
Sorry, bear with me while I type this out.
Alrighty then.
Don't let me stop you.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
What about you there, young wizard? Would you like some candy?
Yes, sure. And so Amar's part of disguise, or I guess he has a sark. Did he get new goggles or glasses as part of his disguise?
Yeah. I think they're supposed to be glasses. Yeah.
So while he was kind of in the corner looking around at the shop, he is actually going to cast a spell. He'll like, what's this on the floor? And he'll kind of bend over, and he is going to cast Enhance Ability. And he is going to give himself Fox's Cunning. So while it looks like on the outside just a regular pair of glasses, he has marked a little inscription on the inside of one of the I don't know what to call this, the side, and it's like he has advantage on intelligence saving throws, so it's like full on Batman, like scanning, reading everything, looking around, fully like giving him information on everything he needs to know. So he wants to go over, and as he picks up the candy, and as he's kind of like looking around, he'd like to do an investigation check with advantage.
All right, go ahead and do that.
I like how you don't know what the thing on the glass is, like the earpiecey bit, but not the earpiecey bit is, because I was literally just struggling with that like 2 days ago.
Huh.
This part right here.
You know, the side.
See
It
what
looks
that roll
like
is.
this. Oh, it rolled over from an 18. Well,
Yeah, I mean, it's a candy shop. Nothing really looks like suspicious or out of the ordinary here.
That was a natural one. Can I let him re-roll that, or?
Yeah.
Or I guess I'd have to re-roll it. I don't, buddy.
If you wanna throw it a roll for him.
Buddy. Ha!
Oh,
it's almost a 20.
so close. Yeah, I mean, this area looks like, nothing suspicious going on here.
sure.
I don't think he
much
did
else.
it. Also, though, the second that he's not paying attention to me, I spit that frickin' toffee like into my hand, and I'm just like, oh,
roll a sleight of hand.
oh fuck, oh fuck.
Oh no. This is where it all goes wrong. Never mind.
Hey,
That ain't bad at all.
manners matter,
just
guys.
Real quick, you were so fly at it. Yep, just you were so subtle.
Ugh.
Well, is there anything else I can help you with? I can ring you up for anything you want. That would be 1 copper for the peanut butter cups, and anything else I can help you with.
Point of order. He just called him Nebuchadnezzar.
What?
I don't think anybody's been saying each other's names.
Oh, okay. I thought I misheard you then. I didn't know what he said.
I was
I
just
just
saying that'll
said-
be a copper. I said it was a copper for the peanut butter cups.
Actually, I would like to get, I don't know, like a pound of these, if I could.
A pound of those candy? Oh, if you
Sure.
like it so much, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
happily.
Chop. And just, you want individually wrapped?
Yes, please. I don't want them to just become a mass in the bag, traveling.
Oh, okay.
If I could,
Alrighty then.
I'll pay extra.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
I didn't want you to
Use
go out
mine
of your
then.
way. Chimera is a
Alrighty.
millennial confirmed, afraid to like inconvenience anybody that's doing their job.
Alrighty, and he'll sell you those for a copper. Here you go.
You
I
know,
can't afford a cart fare.
we were walking through here, and there was we were told there was a friend of ours, their child, would come through here and visit the shop. Do we have the name of the kid?
No.
His name is Thomas. It was on
Thomas.
it was on the Have You Seen
It's
Me
on the
sheet.
okay.
Young boy named Thomas. Do you remember seeing him stop in here?
Where's Thomas? Doesn't ring a bell. No, sorry. Oh, well, that's the missing boy, isn't it?
I think he might be actually.
I've seen
Yes.
the posters looking for him. I keep on hoping that he'll come into my shop and then I can, tell him family's looking for him. But no, I've not seen him.
I'll do an insight on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. At this point, it's like you kind of. Oh wait, that's Chimera's?
That
well.
was mine.
Let's see.
There you go, buddy.
You get a pretty strong feeling he's telling the truth. That he's at least recently, to like what's kind of in his immediate recall, he doesn't recall seeing the kid.
Are
That
there
recently.
other people that work here, or is this mainly your shop?
Well, it's mainly my shop. I got a wee young lass who does some work from time to time. She likes to work here. Also does some work over at the tavern. And she's a fine lass. But no, she's not in today. She only works part time. Feels in when I'm not feeling well, stuff like that. You don't want to feel not well and work on candy.
Of course. When Thomas was here, did he ever have friends that he'd meet up with, talk to?
Well, again, I've not seen Thomas not for at least some old time. I mean, you end up seeing a number of kids over time, but I've not seen him in here. And there are some kids who come in, and they'll ask for candy. Sometimes they got coins, sometimes they don't. I gotta tell them, oh, I'm sorry, kid. Every once in a while, a kid will do something nice. He'll like, so I'll sweep the floors. So I let him sweep the floor and give him a piece of candy or whatever. But no, I mean, I unfortunately I don't know the kid. I couldn't tell you much about him.
Okay. Well, thanks, and make sure you keep an eye out for him. His grandmother is worried about him.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anwar's going to take one of those samples, and this is very sweet.
This is very sweet, yeah. Kids like it. It's popular. Sometimes though, sometimes we do have adults buying that candy too in a big bag like you there. You're not planning to give that candy to kids around the town, are you?
No, this is purely for my own sweet tooth.
Okay.
Who likes
Because
to buy in large packages like that?
we sometimes get, in general, I care about the people of the town, and sometimes I get a little bit concerned when I see adults who are buying things that normally for the kid. I mean, sometimes they'll say, "Oh yeah, this is for my kid, this is for my grandkid, whatever." Sometimes you get a weird feeling, Sometimes you get a feeling that somebody's buying something for people that is not for them, and you'll have to forgive me. He's actually going to roll in insight real quick, and so if you want to do a deception for that the candy's like for you and you actually
For
want
me?
that candy. Yeah.
Back!
Is it not for you?
I was gonna use it as some kind of lure, like not for kids, but like, oh hello, like
Beans?
humans, like look at this candy that I have.
Well, that's what he's inciting about.
Not
to
so
see if
much
you're-
that,
to
but like,
see if you are getting candy for that purpose, as opposed to just you eating it.
please God, fucking A, I'm using pity.
Okay.
No, wait. I
Is
have
this
the
your-
I have the perfect thing for this. I think like seeing like Kamira is gonna get called out on it. Rain will step in. It's actually for me. I was just quite embarrassed to say it, and she's gonna take one from the bag because she actually does really like it and eat it in front of him. It's like,
Because you can show a genuine joy of liking it, you can roll deception with advantage that she bought it for you.
Either that or I was using it as like an upper for like night watch, so I don't fucking fall asleep.
did it not roll it? Oh, there it is. I was like,
That's just a flat roll, 13. All right.
yeah, she's not good at deception, but
You know what? Your joy of the candy shines through, and he believes you. Oh, wait. Okay, well, that's an like, sometimes you can explain why adults are buying certain kinds of candies, you know? But sometimes somebody just gives you a weird feeling. And so, that usually sticks out in my mind. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that, in any case.
Well, you're clearly a very cautious person, and you care a lot about your customers.
I do. And I don't want to be, making something that's going to get people in trouble, again, it's just I'm a wee candy maker. It's not like I could do a whole lot, but, even candy can be used for bad purposes.
If there were some people like that, people that kind of make you suspicious, do you know who they were? If you got their name or their description?
I could tell you some faces. Well, for one, the madam in town, she every once in a while will come in and get some candy, and I've got my curiosities about that one. Because she sometimes gets candy that doesn't seem like her. So that's one thing.
From what I hear
And
about
then I'm
her,
not-
she has a lot of peculiar tastes.
She does, so I just kind of write it off as like, okay, that's whatever, things happen. But there was this one other guy. There was this guy, this guy gave me more of the creeps than anybody, really. The madam, she doesn't
You can
exactly give me the creeps, if you know what I mean.
You can say it, darling.
Ah.
She's a looker.
Yeah, and she seems like a feisty one. And, well, in general, sometimes I feel like she's up to no good, but I think it's all in good fun anyway. But this other guy, he was, I want to say, either a very ugly human or I think he had some orcish blood in him. Wasn't too green though. He was kind of more copper tone. A jet black hair, pretty tall, and dressed pretty well.
Oh,
Anyways, so he was coming in buying that there candy that you got, and just didn't seem right. He was one of those guys who says like, "Oh, it's for my kid," but like you get the sense that he doesn't have a kid.
Some of you
I mean,
made
he
a
said-
face like we know. Ah,
Said he was traveling out of town. But I seen him walking around here every once in a while. He can't be
How long
that
ago
far
was
out of
that?
town. Of course, I see him. I see him about town maybe once every month or two. Probably been about a month since the last time I saw him, maybe a bit more.
So by your reckoning, you'll probably be around here sometime soon.
I guess so.
Right. Well, that's very
I
good
don't, I
information.
don't,
Richard,
know
can I make a request?
Yeah.
Can I see a picture of Orcus just out of curiosity?
Orcus.
Or I think it's Hottie Orc.
Oh, yeah. 1 second. Sorry, I have to pull up.
Mainly
Hottie
because I forgot what skin tone you gave him.
Is that's Chimera's ex?
No.
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 Oh, it's not your
No.
ex-husband.
No, ex-husband was a human. Okay, never mind. I wasn't sure if he had like copper tone skin.
No.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was
Fuck.
the ex-husband.
No, it's
Nah, he's just human.
Nope, that's not. This isn't so much Gregor's MO anyway. But
If
well,
you'd
fuck.
like to
Now I don't
roll-
have so much of a lead.
Well, if you'd like to roll to see if Chimera might remember something that you don't. If you'd like to
Yeah.
roll for it, you can.
History or
Yeah, basically history, I guess.
I swear to God. Okay, now I'm using my last fucking pity. I swear to God. Nothing. It's fine.
With a 9, it rings a bell. Like, you've definitely seen someone like this before in town.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've like just like it's like just on a.
Is it Stem Garden Town or Water Wheel Town?
Stem Garden? Because you haven't been to Water Wheel before.
That's true. Hold on, I'm gonna.
So you've definitely seen somebody fitting that description in Stem Garden
Yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm,
With enhance ability still going, could I do a history check to see if I remember this person
Yeah.
either in Water Wheel
Yep.
or whatever?
Yeah, especially since you gave yourself that thing, I would definitely give you that opportunity. I don't want everyone to roll for it because then it's like super advantage. But yeah, I'll let
I
you
understand what you mean. Then I too will roll.
go. Yeah.
7?
14. Okay, 14's enough. I'll give you this. A flashback to the big meeting that you had with all those resistance people.
Fuck's sake, where's the picture?
Hmm.
You have a picture with all the resistance people?
Yes, we do.
Did I?
Allied
It should be
resistance.
showing
No,
up.
I'm
now.
looking at it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what I just pulled up.
Is
So
it?
it's either this motherfucker,
That guy.
son of a bitch.
Who'd you ping? I didn't
Son
see
of a
any.
bitch.
Oh, the leader. Interesting.
Oh no.
Son of a.
recruiting
It's
child
either that or
soldier.
it's this dastardly fuck in the corner.
It's got to be
Like-
the guy in the top right.
Yeah.
He
That guy
seems
just
so
looks
evil.
like a criminal,
Yeah.
like a mastermind here.
Either that or that guy.
Probably lights fires too.
Wow, that's racist.
But he said he was kind of so it's got to.
They say the
Son
last
of
thing
a
you hear
bitch.
before you die is, "That's it."
If you're
That's
wanting
for
to
you.
if you're wanting to compare these two people,
Oh,
with
there's
me,
this guy. Yeah.
put them on equal footing.
Yeah, that's what I
Uh,
was looking at.
He's
Hmm.
more
Between the
dwarfy, it looks
two,
like.
That's true. He does look more dwarfy.
Yeah, I'm thinking leader.
He looks
Man,
more well-to-do, but I'm leaning towards this motherfucker.
boy, guys, we're gonna be
and this-
fighting the Empire and the Resistance, aren't we?
What the fuck is your name, you bitch?
This guy was a half brother of Pinky, and he goes by Knuckle.
Is he voiced by Idris Elba?
And I think that I had told you earlier too that you recognized him as a well-to-do merchant who has bought a number of rugs from your place before.
Literally, yes. Literally fucking yes. So it's with that very brief, oh motherfucker, Kamir just kind of turns and just calmly starts walking towards the exit. Just,
Well, have a good day then. Enjoy the candy.
Thank you.
Have a good day. She gets outside. She like hurls that bit that she spit into her hand onto the ground, and
Did anybody pay you for that candy? Here,
Yep.
Was that 3 copper?
oh, what the fuck is this guy's name?
Just one's fine.
Oh, I thought I paid him. Am I busy?
No, I think you did. But if you want to buy something too, a copper a pound.
Copper a pound. Holy crap. I'll slap a copper on the counter and then just grab like one of those maple nut goodies and pop it in my mouth and wave.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So when we
Sydney, are you just like going through your notes now? or
Yes.
something?
Could I roll a history check to try to recall if I've heard anything about like child soldiers or child agents or anything like that we would have been involved with?
I think Kamir has asked you about that before, and you have no knowledge of any kind of child soldiers or anything like that.
Okay.
Could have asked about our kids.
Right. Okay. Oh
So-
dear.
I guess convening outside's like, so that sounds like the traveling merchant, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might. What would he be doing with that?
Well, he tried to use Jeffrey to blow up the temple. And Jeffrey wanted to join the resistance because Kion was in the resistance. And then we lost her. So, common thread is he's manipulating people that are young children that have already lost people. And getting them to do his bidding with candy, I suppose. With candy.
How do we find him?
I don't remember seeing him at the Mabon, do I?
No, none of the major members were there.
Perhaps we can ask the madam.
Poe somewhere is like, ouch! Ouch! Not a major member, ow!
I mean, just Poe. He's basically like a homeless guy that just shows up every now and
He's
then.
actually just like around and he's like, I can hear you.
I was gonna tell you your next mission, but fuck you now.
Good day.
Sorry, go ahead.
Perhaps we could ask the madam if anybody in her contacts knows of us, has seen them.
She may know when he comes in and leaves.
Maybe.
He does seem to think that he'll be coming back soon, so one of us could just, watch this shop from a secure location, potentially, and see if he comes by. But my big question is, when he does come, what do we do? Confront him? He's supposed to be our boss.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be what?
What?
Hunter, does this sound like anything you've heard of him before?
No, I mean, if I had, I would have mentioned it to Cammy ages ago.
Right.
It don't sound right. But I mean, if he was trying to use little guy for the temple and couldn't put it past him. This just it just
There was
doesn't
no
sound right.
try. Somebody did.
Wait, just to be clear here, is she like? It's quiet enough that she's not like yelling it out, but she's clearly like a little hysterical about it. Are you saying that the leader of the resistance is using children and bombed STEM Garden?
Quite potentially. Yes.
Well, considering the ones we interrogated earlier said the same about the bombing, I'm getting a little disenfranchised with our resistance friends.
I don't
Madam
wanna
didn't
believe
seem to
it's
think
true
that
yet.
was us. And she seems pretty well connected, unless she's
I
a part
was
of it.
aware that it led to the resistance as well. He confirmed my theory. That's why I joined in the first place.
Is there any way... Could there be another more radical group that we don't know about?
The big
And-
three, but I don't see them in STEM
sure.
Garden.
Well, right. That's why I'm saying one we don't know about. Could there be something else? I'd hate to think that we joined up with one group to take out an obvious enemy, and then learned that the one we joined up with is just as much of a problem. Listen, I saw what the big three did, and I was on board, because those were Empire people who deserved it. The Maban bombing was full of people who didn't.
I think we should
Yeah.
go speak to the madam. She's our only real source of information right now. She might know if or when he's coming, and we can talk to him ourselves.
I'm gonna find the name of this motherfucker if I die trying. Oh my god.
Oh, other than Knuckle, or I don't know if I ever would have given you a different name.
I'm searching.
Okay. I'm
could get his
fairly
name if we-
certain because if you
I'm pretty
find a
sure.
name, if you find a name, it's not a name that I remember making. 'Cause
Right,
I've
right,
only
right,
ever
right.
called him Knuckle. But maybe I give him a name, but I don't recall that. I still need to do that sometime.
You'll have to give him a name when I extract it.
That's true, unless he resists it. Yep.
My real name is George.
I was gonna say, yeah, you do have a party member
Francis.
based on name, so
Alrighty, well, we're just about at time, so I think that is where we will leave things off, and we'll pick up next
Yeah.
time, heading back to the Madam to find
Yeah.
out more information, and we will see where this arc's gonna finish off.
Alright.
We got one episode left, and then one episode left with Rain, and then there will be a while where we don't have Rain, but she'll be back.
yeah.
She's gonna be like, guys, I'm gonna take on a water wheel by myself. You go on without me.
It'll be
Like,
interesting
guys,
to see.
you go do your thing. I'm gonna camp out at the candy store until this guy comes back.
Yeah, we come back. Rain's gained like 15 pounds because she's just been eating candy the whole
She's eating
time.
So much of the taffy.
They used to call me Rain. Now I'm more of a thunderstorm. But what's up?
I can stop whenever I want.
And Adra's like, I know, peanut butter candy's right. Real good. Oh, man. All right, well, cliffhanger in the candy shop for now.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty.
That's a good title name. Cliffhanger in the candy shop.
All right, yeah, so we'll see everybody next week to wrap up the arc.
All right. Bye.